Started with our second stream of the day here on YouTube. I guess our first stream is on Twitch.tv. All right. How is everyone doing today? See what we got going on here. Check our microphone levels. Looks like we're live. Check 293. We're live. Check 293. All right. Good Meridian. All right. Nobel, welcome on in. How are you doing today? Or I should say this afternoon. Did you already like that video? This live right now. I noticed that there was already a like on it. Fast. I'm not sure I can tell who does the likes or not. I haven't looked that closely into it yet. You're doing great. That's good to hear. I guess work's going well for you. Yeah, right away you smash that like button. Hey, so I realized that you were doing a little bit of promotional stuff for the like button, which I massively appreciate, of course. And I think I've added some timers in here for us now that are automatically going to suggest to people to hit that like button. We'll have to see if they go off today. I think I also set myself a timer in here to remind myself when it's about time to do the giveaway at 30 minutes after the hour. Yeah, we'll have to see if it actually works. All right. Welcome on in, everyone. Good Meridian. Whether that is AM or PM for you, I hope you're having a good one. Got Nobel in the house with us, and I suppose he's going to continue lurking for a bit, but we're always happy to have him active in chat when work does allow for that. Let's kind of pick up where we left off a little bit. And where did we leave off with this morning's stream on twitch.tv? So our morning stream, we were getting a little into the duels. And I think I played one duel. We were looking at a list of heroes here, sorting by total stats. And we're trying to find a group of 3 heroes that had very similar, or I shouldn't say similar, exactly the same backgrounds. And I'm noticing that there's another set of 3 right here as well. Looks like swamp, swamp, and a swamp right there with 9, 7, and 8 levels. We do see that there's 3 planes right here, 8, 8, and 7 levels for those. So that's kind of interesting. And those are the 3 that I selected right here. Hey, Zelf, how you doing? Welcome on in. How's your day going so far? What are you up to? So one of the groups of heroes that I have selected for my very first, well, I shouldn't say very first 3v3 duel, but I guess my first thought out or kind of planned out group of heroes is this Sage Wizard Berserker, right? So we've got 115, 456, we've got 136, 160, and Crystal Veil Hero number 30, one of my Gen 0s. And so with that, they all have planes backgrounds, and they have a pretty decent set of stats compared to most of my other heroes, level 7, 8s, level 7s and 8s. However, I'm not sure these are really the best heroes to take into the duels or not. So I thought we would talk about that a little bit here on stream and see if these are really good or not. Hey, Worm, coming into chat as well. Welcome on in, Worm. Good to see you. Zelf is asking here, how you feeling, Rock? Get enough sleep? Yeah, so I was up watching Grady's stream until late last night, and then of course having to get up super early to do my morning streams here on Twitch. And I think I got a few hours. Well, when I say a few, it's probably closer to 5 hours of sleep. Maybe 4.5 or something like that. I would say somewhere around there. I remember the last thing that I did last night is I was watching Grady stream on one of my monitors. I was doing some work on another one of my monitors, and I got a lot of the rewards tickets handed out yesterday. Several of y'all should have messages in your Discord with the transaction IDs for me sending out the little rewards tickets last night. If you do not have a message in your Discord saying that I sent you out some rewards tickets and you think you should be having some rewards tickets, then let me know here in chat. And I will even, let's put this window back where we got it from. I will come over here and oh, that's not really probably what I need. What I need to do, oops, I'm all over the place right now. What I need to do is look over on this list. So the people that I think I'm still missing that I need to do, Romario Raven, Mystical Meows won this morning, and I think there were only 2 drawings this morning. So the other people that I still need to send to is Rebel, I think it's Rebel Scum, Rebel somebody. I just put down Rebel. And Jerkamach, Sir Jewel Staker, Big Bubba J, Umar L, and Cassie are the ones that I still need to send. And for most of those people, I probably didn't send it because I couldn't find your wallet address somewhere. I think I got most people's. Cassie, I do have your wallet address if you're listening right now. I just still need to get around to that. I owe you 2 tickets. But Rebel Scum, Jokamach, Sir Jewel Staker, Big Bubba J, Elmar are the other names. If I did not read your name off and you think you were owed some tickets, please check your Discord. Make sure I didn't already send them, because most likely I did. And if you still don't see a message in your Discord that I sent tickets, just reach out here on chat and we'll see what happened with that. Okay, and if I did read off your name and you're listening to this stream, I probably don't have your wallet address, so definitely send me a message on Discord and let me know what that is so I can get you those tickets. Remember, the drawing of what we're going to do is tomorrow. In fact, speaking of drawings tomorrow for the thing, we need to get a pet incubated here. I think we're going to be doing another pet hatching. And so let's go ahead and take a look at pets. I don't think I have any eggs right now that I can hatch. Got a green and a yellow. Does anyone have any updates on when we might be getting green and yellow egg pet hatching? Have they given any indication of that? It seems like, I don't know why it would be taking so long, except maybe they just haven't finished some artwork, maybe? Maybe they wanted to get the blue and gray eggs out just because, hey, let's work on this artwork first just so we can get something out, and now they're working on green and yellow pet artwork. I suppose that the contract information and the pet stats probably are easy enough to generate or to come up with, I would think. All right. So I'm going to guess that it's just artwork, probably, that's keeping that back. Let's see. Let's go over here and get some eggs so we can start incubating some. But Zelf, to finish answering your question there, yeah, I think the last time I looked at so I was watching Grady's stream, I was doing some work on the other monitor, and the last time I remember looking at my clock, it was about 2 o'clock, 2 a.m., 2:30, something like that. And I don't remember anything else after that, except waking up with my head on my desk and my headphones still on, and looking up and looking around my desk here, and Crypto's Grady stream had ended. So I have no idea when it ended. Don't know how it ended exactly, but obviously sometime right around then I passed out. Let's see. Let's go into the marketplace and let's go into the trader and let's grab a couple of eggs. What do you say? So let's look at Crystal and let's just grab a blue egg. So DFK, yeah, blue pet egg, right? And how expensive are these pet eggs these days? If we want one pet egg, what are we paying? 9 Crystal for? All right, we'll just grab one for now. Or tell you what, maybe what we want to do is we want to look at DFK blue egg versus Crystal. And let's just see what the chart looks like over the last little bit of time here. So if we're looking at blue eggs, US dollar wise, looks like they're going down. So maybe we do want to wait a little bit more, or well, we're definitely buying one, but we want to wait to buy more rather than buying a whole bunch right now. So let's swap that out and confirm that. Freak, holla, how are you doing? So Freak, I definitely remember sending you your tickets yesterday. So if you didn't get your tickets, check your wallet, check the Discord message, and if you don't know how to find them, remember the tickets that I send out are on the Polygon network, so you can find them there. And one place I know you can definitely find or see them is on OpenSea. Let's get over here and try this again here. Let's see. Worm. I think they said they wanted to release level 10 questing first before other eggs. That is fine with me, actually, right? I think most of us are at a point where we're ready for level 10 questing, and that's holding us back probably more so than just the nicety, I guess, of getting those yellow and green eggs hatched. So I would actually be all for that as well. Getting level 10 questing out. Get it done. And I think that's coming pretty soon. Do we have any, has anyone heard any special alpha in one of the Discords? I think on the AMAs and stuff, they haven't been very concise about that. And I'm thinking that probably one of the weeks in November is what I'm thinking at for level 10 questing. I don't think it's going to be here next week during the Halloween week, but I think it's probably going to be very soon after that, which, we've got two release weeks in November. So I'm pretty sure it's going to be one of those. Oops, I'm going to do crystal, and we need a blue pet egg. Blue egg. We're just going to grab one for now. Swap, confirm, go, go, go. Oh, man. That is one problem with having things going at the same time that you're doing stuff. If I talk too long, I get bunched up here. Let's try this again. All right, there we go. And one. Confirm and go. There we go. Much better. Let's see. Freak says, yep, received. Thanks. Absolutely. Very good. Glad that you got that. Worm says, it was pretty much ready for release. Then the bridge hack happened and they switched to parity as priority. Whoa. So, So do you, if it was that close to being ready, do you think they're still going to need another week or two from this point, or do you think it's actually going to get released this next week along with Dark Summoning? That would be interesting. I mean, I would hate for them to purposefully put off until a separate week something they could be releasing earlier rather than, just because I would hate for them to think they can only release one major thing a week. Right? I don't think that's their mindset. Insufficient liquidity for gray eggs? Or do we just need to let it take a little bit of time? There we go. 9 crystal for that one as well. What do y'all think about 9 crystal for pet eggs? Am I paying too much, guys? DFK gray egg compared with crystal. Seems like we're down right now. Not as low as it has been, of course, but still comparatively over the last month. I wonder if yellow and green hatching will go live before level 10 profession quests. This pet equipment was said to go live with level 10 profession quests. Oh, interesting point. Yeah. That's a good point. I don't remember hearing anything specific about that. I don't remember it, but vaguely I have something in the back of my head, about profession questing and pets and level 10 quests, but I don't remember enough about it to even know what I remember. See, Zelf says 9 crystal around $2. I think it's okay. Yeah. Let's see. Could really impact the current pet price a lot, depending. Yeah. So that is true. You know, if we're thinking about buying at a good time, and if we are thinking about new pet eggs being available at the same time when level 10 quests are coming out, I'm going to say probably one of the weeks in November sounds good. And if that's the case, I wonder what's going to happen to egg prices right around then. I'm going to have a feeling that they're going to start shooting up a bit. I mean, looks like we did get lower in egg prices back around the 20th of September. But I mean, for a while we were up pretty high there also. Let's see. Worm says they don't like more than one major release so they can monitor for bugs. That makes sense also. If that's the case, then if that is really the case, I feel even less inclined to think that Jeweler 2.0 is coming out next week, which is really unfortunate. And now I'm a lot more concerned about what I should do with this 10,000 jewel that I've got just sitting here doing nothing, where if we're not going to have another release for 2 more weeks, and it's already been sitting out for probably the last 2 weeks. I don't know, but I would hate to get surprised at something and then it does come out this next week. Man, it's just what to do. I think I would be more upset if it comes out and I'm stuck in a well, I shouldn't say I'm stuck in a liquidity pool, but let's check out a liquidity pool stuff again here real quick. What do I got? There's something for attunement crystals. I guess we can look over here. And we can look at gardens here, and we can see that somewhere in here is the fees. Is it in ice gardens? No. Maybe it's just in plain gardens. Here we go. So if we are 2 weeks, well, that's not too bad. So even if it's a week out, then we're talking about 0.25% fees, or at the maximum 0.5%. That's probably not going to be too big of a deal if I were to pull out right around then. I guess the next biggest thing would be if we are here right now, and if it happens to come out on the 31st, 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days. It's 4 days. And that would be, I'm right at that 5-day period there, where it would be a full 1%. I could take it out after 5 days. Maybe I want to do that. Maybe I just want to stick it into a liquidity pool for a little bit longer, so my gardeners can go out and do things. Also, we seem to be having a bit of a rally in some other cryptocurrencies as well, so that could be a benefit also. Like if green eggs and yellow eggs drop first, I can see the supply rise with no utility and dropping pet price. That could be. Although, Zabu, I personally think that even if they were to drop green or yellow egg hatching now, and by now I mean this next week, then I don't think that the prices are going to drop too much. In fact, I think that people might be trying to snatch up more, probably. And my thinking is that we all know that Profession 10 level quests and pet usability are coming almost hand in hand, and it's so much right around the corner that it's got to be within, 2 or 4 weeks, right? And if that's the case, I think most of us are patient enough to wait and sit on something for 2 or 4 weeks without freaking out about holding on to stuff. Oh yeah, there's our little Nightbot right there. Hey folks, please like, subscribe to the video. Nice. So there you go, Nobel. Coming in with our little Nightbot thing. Helping remind everybody to like the video. Alright, Zabu says, I blew all my summoning funds buying dark summoning heroes. Oh yeah, absolutely. And then Worm says, Seadrill is too big of a feature just to drop next week without any real fanfare, in my opinion. And I do agree with that, Worm. I was really looking forward to this last AMA, them saying more about it. And because they absolutely almost refused to talk about it, it feels like, I brought it up at least once or twice, and that's being generous. I brought it up at least a couple of times in the chat, and I can't remember it being addressed at all, except just to say a little bit about the features of it, but not the timing of it at all, right? And so if it was imminent this next week, I think that they would have mentioned something. So now I'm really what's the word? Maybe a little bit more skeptical of it coming out this next week, which means that we'll probably see it the first week in November, the first release week in November. If that's true, if they are going to only release one big thing every other week, do you think they're going to do Profession 10 level quest first or second, before Seadrill or after Seadrill? And I'm going to say they want to get that started as soon as they can. All right, I also noticed that it's 2:30, guys. That is time for a wheel to be spun here pretty soon. I've already been keeping track of people that have been chatting in the chat room. If you're within the sound of my voice, now is the time. And unfortunately, we do not have any audio alerts here on YouTube. We've got Nobel, Freak, Worm, Zabu, Zelf in the house. Zabu, I also made you a mod. I found the issue here, if you notice. Part of the thing was that when I click on these little dots over here on my little chat window, nothing happens. But if I do that from another window where I'm looking at the YouTube video itself, and I click on those things, then I see a menu pop up. So I don't know why the menu wasn't popping up over here. Maybe it's because this itself is a pop-up and maybe there's a bug in the code, whatever the case is. And also, when we were looking into getting into their mod the other day, for some reason, the way that I did end up getting it to work was not working on that particular day. So, hey, Robin Hood, all things DFK, how are you doing today? Welcome on in. You are just in time. Can't wait to use the hammer on spammers. Get him with the wrench. Absolutely. Yes, yes. Yeah. Okay, let's go ahead and get y'all's names here to spin this wheel and see who's going to win the Oh, something else that I wanted to mention, since y'all are here early, or I say early, y'all are the first few people that are into the stream right around the 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock hour. I do want to remind everyone, or maybe start saying if you haven't heard it yet, that I think I'm going to move back my streams in the afternoon 1 hour. So at this time tomorrow, we will be live. It's Saturday, just because we're having or maybe not. Maybe I'll even start tomorrow. So it's possible this time tomorrow I will not be live, but in 30 more minutes from now, whatever time zone y'all are in, I will be live at that time. And so it's 2:30 right now my time, and what I'm planning to do is go from 3 o'clock my time until 6 o'clock my time. And the whole idea of that mostly is because for the last many days, I've been noticing that we're getting some, like a whole new flood of people start to come in right in the last 30 or 15 minutes of the stream, right at 4:30, 4:45 or something like that, right? Yeah, it gets really lively right then. And my thinking is, even though I haven't asked anybody, but it makes sense that it's probably the end of the business day for most people, and certainly on the East Coast of the United States. And so people are already getting off of work, or they're maybe, getting on their drive home, and maybe they're listening to, Rock 808 on your drive home type thing. So whatever it is. And then, so if I push back 1 more hour, I think that'd be a really good time to allow some of those people that are coming in a little bit later to have a little bit more time of interactivity. We can get in there, chat, all this kind of stuff, wrapping up our day here on this stream. And I think a lot of other streamers start streaming a little bit more in the evenings as well. And so if I push back a little bit more, maybe I'll align that time a little closer. I know that Bogside Chats did a live stream yesterday. I'm not sure exactly what time they started, but that would kind of be more in line with that. Then Sergeant Filthy Be Nasty streamed right after that. And then Grady streamed right after that. So it was like a huge day of streaming yesterday, which I know everybody loves. Oops, that's not what we want to see. I really want to see this. I thought I already highlighted those. So just make sure we got everybody here in chat. All things DFK, Nobel, Umfreak, Worm, Zabu, Zelf. Am I missing anybody from that list? Let's scroll up a little bit. Just double check. It looks like that's everybody. Tim. Whoa, Tim, you just barely got here in time. We're going to go ahead and include you as well. Control V, and then we're going to add Tim in there. You made it. All right, let's go ahead and highlight all those names. Control C to copy, and then paste, 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 paste like that. And then on these rollovers, we're going to add a +2 and a +4 in there. So if we do hit those, we get more tickets rolled over to the next time. So Tim, welcome on in. How are you doing today? How's your day going, and what have you been doing? Let's see. Yeah, later on in the day. So that's what we're kind of planning, to take advantage of that a little bit more. Let's go and spin this wheel and see who is going to take away some tickets for this first giveaway. Remember, tomorrow we are hatching a pet egg and giving it away. Tomorrow, folks. Oh boy, here it is. Oh, is this a rollover? It looks like it's going to be a rollover. Wow, very good. It's the first rollover we've seen in a little while. So what that means is next spin in an hour from now, or 50 minutes from now, I guess, we're going to spin again, and that person will win 2 tickets. That person will win 2 tickets in an hour. So, yes, indeed. Rollover. Congratulations, rollover. Woohoo! Oh, my goodness. All right. So hang out with me for another hour. If you need to go lurk, do that. Just make sure you're popping back in about another hour at 3:30. But ultimately, what I'm trying to tell y'all here that are in this chat room right now, y'all have been used to seeing me streaming in this hour, and possibly tomorrow, possibly starting tomorrow. I'm not sure if I'm going to start actually tomorrow or not, since tomorrow's our giveaway day. And maybe I want to keep things as normal as possible. But possibly, and maybe I should even say probably, starting tomorrow, we will be streaming at 3 o'clock until 6 o'clock. And then we'll be doing the giveaway probably closer to 5:30 my time, right there at the end of the stream. Once we've spun the last wheel of names at 5:30 tomorrow, we'll probably do the drawing and the giveaway for the pet. In the meantime, guys, we need to get these pets. I need to grab some eggs, which I think I just did. Let me just verify. We have a gray egg, and did I not get a blue egg? I think I got a blue egg, but let's just double check. Would be nice if all these things came in some kind of a sorted order of stuff, like why is the cake out here separate from other things? Can we have all the fish together, please? Can we have all the plants together? I'm glad to see that the fortitude crystals, the might crystals, and so on, lesser and greater, are together. But it looks like I do not have a blue egg. Perhaps I've got a green and a gray, a yellow, and unless I'm just not seeing things clearly. And I guess one easy way to look is just to come into the trader and trying to look for a DFK blue egg and see I've got 0 here. So that kind of tells me right there. Crystal. 1. Swap. Confirm. Confirm. Let's refresh this page and try it again. Oh yeah, I'm doing something else. So we've got Nightbot coming in here saying a few other things that I kind of want to spread the word about. And that is, be sure to leave a comment on yesterday's live stream for an extra 808 reward ticket. So guys, that's something new that I want to do. You know, YouTube, it's a big deal for YouTube videos to be engaged with those things, right? And so I've noticed that a few people here, All Things DFK is a great example of coming in through here. Nobel is somebody else who I've seen. 9A, 7A, a few of y'all too have come in through here and put comments on these videos. So besides doing just keeping up with here, if you want some extra tickets, I'm thinking about making sure that people have liked the video and have left a comment on here as well for past videos. We've got a lot of past videos, guys, right? Every day we're doing videos all day long, days and days of videos. But some of these videos do not have very many comments. Oops. Oh, some of them do. Some of them have more comments than others. Nice. But some of them don't, right? Let's see. Coming back here a little bit. Yeah, so some of them don't have any comments at all, don't have any likes at all, or very many likes. And to just kind of spread the word between all the stuff, we just want to like and leave a comment, and I'll reply to your comments and all that kind of stuff when they come. Anyway, appreciate it. And we have Nightbot to remind us here. And it's also not only to remind y'all, but to remind me that I'm going to be looking back at past videos. And what I'll probably do, more specifically, I'll probably take random videos in the past, just kind of like I did showing there just a minute ago. We might just say, all right, here's a bunch of the videos that I did. Let's just pick one kind of randomly, and I might go to this one right here. And who's ever left comments on this video would be the ones to get an extra, maybe we should even say 2 tickets. Just so we start to get a few more comments on some of these things here. Maybe we'll increase the ticket size for that kind of thing. But that's my plan. Just so y'all know, I plan to come back over here, look at past videos, randomly click on one, and who's ever commented on that is going to get a couple, let's say 2, let's just formalize that and say 2 additional raffle tickets on top of whatever it is that you've got, just by leaving a comment in there. All right, let's see. Let's get back over to here and verify, or let's refresh this page one more time. Zabu said, made a note to go back and comment a bunch. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Let's see here. Let's get DFK blue. Eggs. And we want crystals. And we want 1. And let's confirm that. There we go. Okay. And so now we should have I was very disappointed, by the way, guys. I don't know if y'all caught, whose stream was it? Grady's stream last night, I suppose it was. The night that I stayed up forever. Hubert was in that stream. If y'all did not know, if y'all haven't checked out Grady's stream from last night, Hubert popped in for a little bit. And man, that was such a good stream. Not only for the hero summonings, they did a lot of hero summonings. And that was a lot of fun. But then, so happy that Hubert was able to stop in and say hi to the clan of us that were all in there and the community. And of course, I was able to ask him then about the alpha on the flame, right? So I'm sure y'all have noticed the flame changes color based on days of the week, right? Certain days of the week. It's not random. Every Friday it's this color. Every Saturday it's yellow, and so on. We've made a note of the colors of the day. But I was thinking, if I was a programmer, that I would have different colors of the flame or different days of the week, maybe give different bonuses. And I could have sworn that the devs would have thought of that and said, oh yeah, let's make these different flame colors have a different, thing that happens in the background, and the players will just have to discover that on their own, and let's keep it hush hush and not tell anybody. But no, Hubert comes right out, and of course I don't think he was trolling me about this, but he comes right out yesterday and he says, nope, it's just an aesthetic thing. It just changes colors with the day of the week. It has no other meaning. And I'm like, oh man, to smash my hopes and dreams. The least thing that you could have done, the least that you could have said is something like, well, not so far, but give me a week. Right? But oh man. So anyway, flames have no meaning. That is such a bummer. Like, they could have had so much fun with that. All right, let's go ahead and check inventory one more time here and look at this. So we've got a blue egg and a gray egg. Let's go ahead and put both of those eggs in the hatchery. Incubate eggs right here. Get ready for tomorrow's hatching. So we're going to hatch both of these with, ooh, you know what? I hope I can hatch both of them. I might not be able to. Let's hatch a gray egg to start off with this time. Is it? Oh, man. Why is it? Why does it say approve here? Oh, no, should be fine. I thought I already approved this. Why do I need to prove it again? I'm not sure, but let's go ahead and just approve anyway. Confirm. confirm this. We're going to get a gray egg started at least. And let's see. But what my thinking was is I might not have enough of these fish, the iron scale and the lantern eye. Because it actually takes a decent amount of these fish, and I don't have a whole lot of them in this wallet. Sabu says, I feel like he intentionally did not comment on my leveling strategy for mana. Even Grady brought it up in stream. So that's an interesting point, Sabu. Why do you think he would have intentionally not addressed your level up strategy? Maybe I approved in a different account. That's a good idea, but no, it was this account for sure. Or no, you're right. It could have been the other account that because normally this account does not have a lot of stuff in it. This account normally transfers over its items to a different account that's kind of like a bank or whatever. So let's see. Let's go ahead and check that other account real quick. DFK3. And in here, if I go into incubate eggs, yes, see here we do not have the approval stuff like we do on the other one. Select eggs. Oh, I guess I can't because I've already sent them to incubate. That's not right. Oh, this account doesn't have any eggs. How's that? It has a blue egg, but not a gray egg. So I should be able to come over here and incubate a blue egg. Oh, there we go. This wasn't clicking for some reason. So yeah, this account already has it all set up, and this account is kind of like the holding account. So it normally has all the stuff in there, but that's what I was afraid of right here. It didn't have enough fish. So the lantern eye specifically, I thought I was a little low on that. But apparently I've not been transferring over to this account as often as I thought I was. And so now it is all sitting over here in this other account where I have more items. So let's go ahead back into the hatchery, incubate from here. And yeah, see this account. Oh, okay. Looks like we do have, we do have enough things in here, looks like. Oh, let's see. Let's get these fish approved. So we can be all ready for hatching tomorrow. Bravos Lab, what's up? What's poppin', Rock? Bravos Lab, I'm pretty sure you won a hero from Crypto Grady. He's mentioned your name on a couple of streams now that you've won, and if you have not touched base with Crypto Grady in the last like 2 or 3 days, I would say you should send him a message on Discord saying, hey, it's me. Rock says I might have won a hero from you. Joshua, how are you doing? Hey, Joshua. Welcome on in. I remember your question from the other day on Grady's stream, and I did not really want to address it on his stream necessarily. And I don't know how much you would want to get into your, I don't know if it was a question, but maybe it was a pondering on your point, on your part, right, Joshua? about the wallets or the accounts. And if you're really curious about some of the reasonings of why, I'd be more than happy to share some of my ideas. And maybe we have a little bit of a community input here to give a little bit of feedback, both pros and cons of that, and talk about that a little bit. I don't think there's any necessarily right or wrong thing, perhaps, with that. But we can chat about it a little bit today on stream if you want to. I think could be an interesting topic to discuss with the group. But I also don't want to put you on the spot either, so that's why I'm being very vague right now about things. All right, let's go ahead. We've got the eggs. We've got everything approved now for the egg. So let's go ahead and do a couple of incubations here. Remember, we're going to hatch one of these pets tomorrow, and we are going to give it away live on stream, probably about 5:30 p.m. my time. So it's in about 2.5 hours from now, plus a day. So tomorrow in 2.5 hours from now. Let's see here. Sabu says, maybe I'm just looking into things too much, and he was away at the moment. I thought Workhorse was avoiding my question too. You know, that is possible that sometimes we who are asking some of these questions are so invested in the answer that sometimes it's easy to misjudge or read something in that isn't really there. It's possible he overlooked it. I guess it's also possible. I mean, I can't imagine that Hubert would not want to answer a question about leveling up with the mana stuff so much, because he was answering a whole lot of other questions that were very much, you know, I would say alpha or strategy related last night. And I can't imagine that there would be anything that he would say, no, I don't want to answer that because there's alpha there that I don't want to drop that alpha. I think most of us know, we've known for a long time, the team has said that skills are going to require mana, right? And so if all of your heroes are going to have some type of skills, they're going to need mana to be able to perform those skills, that if you have a warrior or a berserker or some other type of physical fighting hero that doesn't have much mana, then they're not going to be able to perform certain types of skills very often or very well. And so it makes sense that all heroes are going to need mana, just very similar to all heroes need health points and vitality, right? So yeah. He later answered vaguely saying any stat can benefit a hero. So again, maybe with that answer, if I was going to read anything into it, maybe the skills that we're going to be getting that require mana, maybe they're just not that important. Maybe they're not as important as some of the other combat, like so the physical heroes like warriors and berserkers and paladins and all that kind of stuff, dread knights, but not necessarily dread knights so much, because I think dread knights are a little bit more rounded, but specifically warriors, knights, paladins, that kind of thing, who might not need very high intelligence wisdom, then you have those heroes specifically for the physical fighting aspect, and they will have skills, right? So all heroes will have skills, but maybe their skills aren't going to necessarily be used very much, or maybe they are skills that you probably would not necessarily want to be using if instead you could swing your sword one more time, right? So if you had a choice, I'd rather swing the sword for the paladin than to use one of these skills that might not be all that great. They have the ability to do that, but not all that great. And the same thing for the wizards and the sages and the seers and so on. Their attack specifically is based on mana and those type of magical attacks. And so they will need definitely higher mana for their normal attacks, but then they might have additionally some additional skills, as all heroes have skills, but their secondary skills, other than their primary attack, might not, again, be all that important, perhaps. So do you see what I'm getting at there? We don't know the mechanics of the game, so even though all heroes are going to have skills and skills could be useful, maybe it's not as important as the fighting stats necessarily. I don't know. And maybe that's another reason that he was kind of blowing it off, because it wasn't really that big of a deal. But even if it wasn't, I would have thought that he might have said something a little bit more about it, like, oh yeah, it's going to be a big deal necessarily. I don't know. Bravo 5 says, I've not even tuned into Grady's stream. So Bravo, you're saying you've never tuned into Grady's stream at all, ever? So I know that one of the things that he said he was doing is he said even people in my stream are going to get added to his list of winners. I thought that was extremely generous. I don't know how often he does that. He doesn't come in to chat every single day, but I do remember him saying that. And if you've never visited his stream, I know that there's been a couple of other people. I think Mystical Meows has been in my stream quite a bit, and he made a comment, I think, about her specifically, that he was adding her to a list of winners. In fact, I think she won, maybe, something. I think I remember him saying that she won a hero as well. And although I think she does watch his streams every now and then as well, so I don't know. Let's see. Joshua says, yeah, more of a ponder. I'd love to have a discussion on it. I feel as someone who only has a small amount of heroes, I'm not seeing the bigger picture. Yeah, Joshua, I would love to chat with you about that. And so if you do want to open this to a discussion, I haven't caught up with chat yet, but let me go ahead and throw out there a little bit more details on this so maybe other people in chat can start thinking about it. And that is... oh, I see Nightbot is replying a little more often than I would like for some things. Might have to tone Nightbot down a little bit there. But, so what, Joshua made a comment the other day, which I thought was very interesting. And I definitely think that it's something the community would probably want to discuss. And that is, oh, and Joshua, I forget word for word exactly what you said, but it was something along the lines of, why do people have multiple accounts? Or, oh, no, I think it was more along the lines of, wouldn't it be nice or nicer if a lot of the content creators focused a little bit more on, or maybe upheld the better practice of only having one account, rather than, as you see me, I've got like 3 accounts over here that I'm doing stuff with in MetaMask, right? And so the question is a little bit more, why do people with larger buckets perhaps have multiple accounts? And I think that I personally think there's a couple of reasons that I'd be happy to share. I know that the dev team has specifically said they're not really big fans of multiple accounts. In fact, they're doing things specifically with the game to help deter multiple wallets for a single person, right? And I would like to uphold that to some extent as well, right? I don't think I want to go out there and create 50 different wallets, but there's a lot of different reasons why I wouldn't want to create 50 different wallets anyway, right? And so let me catch up with chat, but that's the question that I'm going to throw out to y'all that y'all can start thinking about right now is, what do y'all think about multiple wallets for a single human being? And what are some pros and cons that you see with that? And why wouldn't some of us, especially the streamers, for example, who want to probably be making, probably be presenting the proper way to do things, where we might not be very good examples for what the community or for what the devs want out of the community, right? If we all have, 3, 4, 5 wallets or something like that, right? So I think that was kind of the gist and theme of it. So I'd be interested to hear y'all's input. In the meantime, we've got Nightbot here throwing out a lot of stuff that I think Nightbot is going a little haywire. I did want this new automated tool here to remind people to like the video, but that's a little too much, I think. That's a little overkill. So let me hop over in here and go into, I think it's going to be Nightbot. I think I can just do it here. And then into timers. And leave comment, like, and sub. 40 minutes and 30 minutes. It seems like it's been a lot faster than that. But let's go ahead and edit this and say... See, this was telling me it looked like it was going to do it every so many minutes after the hour. So it's, there's also every 2 chat lines. Maybe that's what I need to do. I need to crank that up to like 199 chat lines or something like that. Submit. Let's just start with that first. Edit. A bunch of chat lines. Submit. There you go. So I'm still thinking leave comments every 40 minutes should probably be okay, and like and sub every 30 minutes. I think that's probably going to be okay. So forgive me if Nightbot's doing some weird things at the moment. All right, let's go ahead and get some of these pets underway, and then I'm going to catch up in chat and find out what y'all are saying about that interesting topic there. Gaia's Grace is what we're going to do. 24-hour time slot incubation time on that, with a 10% chance to be shiny, when we've got a little bit better chance than Gaia's Favor to get a mythic. So let's go ahead and approve that contract there. And let's also come over here to the gray egg and do the same thing. So gray egg, Gaia's Grace, approve the egg contract. And we're going to be incubating both a gray and a blue egg today. And I think the winner, we're going to let them pick what color they want to open. I think that's something else that we'll do tomorrow. We'll let them pick if they want a gray or a blue. Should I hit Nightbot with the wrench? Let me at him. No, we're not going to hit Nightbot with the wrench. But I like your enthusiasm there. Absolutely. Let's see. Okay. Now that work is done, and that was important to prepare for tomorrow, let me scroll up a little bit here and top chat. What's going on? Oh, live chat. So let's see here. Well, there's a Bravo that won, and no, Anaya claimed, yeah, Bravo Slab, I'm 99.9% sure that you are the Bravo Slab that won Grady's thing. So hop over there. Joshua says, yeah, a ponder, absolutely. We'll talk about that in just a minute. Leave a like if you enjoy the content, guys, as Nightbot suggests. Thank you, Bravo Slab, for helping out with that. Really appreciate the likes. YouTube, the algorithm, they really like those things. The engagement. So we want to promote stuff more. Freak says, do mana potions say what they recover? Is it a flat number like 20, 50? So I think they do. If we come over here and look at the vendor and look at potions like this, the health file. Oh, well, this just says some hit points. It's interesting. I thought there was a number. Restore some mana. Interesting. I thought there was a little bit more to it with a specific number. Let's see. If we go into the Alchemist, can we see it from there? If we're crafting a mana vial as example. Some mana point. Wow. I thought, oh, stamina vial definitely is 25, and that's what I remember seeing specifically, right? So my guess is on these others where they don't give amounts, my guess is it's going to be kind of a random, slightly random, but we'll see what other people say. And as far as like 20 or 50, I do not know. In fact, the dev team might not even know yet, just because they might want to work all of those amounts out while they're trying to create the game, right? While they're trying to create PvP, they might say, oh, well, this thing, we probably want to be giving 20 points of healing or 20 points of mana regeneration or something, or, oh, oops, that's not enough. We need to make it 50. So it's possible that they don't even know themselves. Bravo says, and dude, the season 3 and the sandbox is closed to end. I noticed you have not played a single hour this time. Will you let will you let the sand rewards for being a landowner go to waste? Yes, probably I will. Probably I will. Let's see. Cool. I'm going to listen a while. We'll take a shower. Joshua says, awesome. Very good. Bravo Slabs. Wow, that's some awesome. So awesome from Grady. Are you sure I won? I am 99% sure you won. I do remember him saying Bravo Slab. I mean, how many Bravo Slabs do we have? Right? I don't know of anyone but you. Should I DM over Discord? Absolutely, you should DM over Discord. That's where he said to contact him, and I would suppose that's the best proper way to do it. Let's see. Mana vials only says restore some mana points. Yep, that's what we were seeing. Yeah, got me thinking now, indeed. Bean, welcome on in. I'm playing one account, but I'm definitely thinking about sending my current locked crystal balance to a second account. So when the locked jewel conversion happens, I'll have 2 accounts to mine. So here is part of the thing to think about. Darrow Evil, welcome on in. Ikey, welcome on in as well. First time watching the stream. Yeah, I do not recognize your name. Welcome on in. How did you find out about us here? Anybody into advanced abilities? Yes, there are definitely some people here. I have been getting a little bit more into advanced abilities myself, but I'm definitely not as knowledgeable as Mosh and Starbuck and Grady and all that group. They definitely have a lot more about it, or they not know a lot more about it. Absolutely. And every now and then, Crypto Grady joins us on the stream here. Of course, he's doing his own streams as well. And we've got a few people in here that have done advanced stats and stuff like that. If you have questions, I might be able to answer a little bit of it. I watch all of their streams, of course, as well. I'm absorbing as much DFK content as I'm sure all of y'all are. Any stream possible you can start watching, you start watching it, right? Crypto Grady, you're up to here. Yeah, absolutely. He's a great guy, definitely. And oftentimes, I guess we talk about each other on our streams. Absolutely. Definitely you're going to get a lot more of that in-depth alpha from the advanced stats and all that kind of stuff. He's got, and when I say he, I guess I also should be saying when he has on the guests like Mosh and Starbuck and Beeve and so on. I mean, they've all got hundreds and hundreds of heroes to play with. I think Grady said recently he was up to around 13 or 1400 now. So just a ton. I have got about 80 heroes myself, and in a couple of wallets that we're playing with. And so it's not quite as many as that goes. And a lot of my heroes were picked up off the floor. So yeah, my situation is a little bit different than theirs. And so I don't have a lot of super advanced heroes. And also I'm probably not as rich. So I'm not able to afford to scoop up all the floor stuff and to buy thousands of heroes that are thousands of crystal quite as often. Although we do have 4 Gen0s here. I did pick up 4 Gen0s. But that's where my money has gone, into Gen0s rather than Dark Knights or high-level advanced summonings or stuff like that. So you're around 70. Nice, nice. Sabu saying, Crypto Grady is responsible for getting you here too. Yeah, absolutely. Yep. All right, guys. There was a comment put out a little earlier that I wanted to address, and that was, what about multiple accounts, multiple wallets? What are some of the benefits or disadvantages of that? Why would we be doing that? And maybe a little bit more specifically to me, if it was addressed, if a question was addressed to me about that, I personally know that the DFK dev team would prefer all of us to have single wallets, right? I'm aware of that. I would like to follow that rule or suggestion. I don't know. I guess they realize that it's really hard to enforce, and so they aren't necessarily going to try to enforce it too much, although they are making game adjustments that are going to discourage multiple wallets. There are some huge things they've started to implement in the game right now, and I would suggest that for most of y'all, it's probably not a good idea to have multiple wallets, right? And we can talk about why it's good for some people and why it might not be good for other people. And again, I'm just going to talk in generalizations because I don't know each of your individual situations. And for each individual person's situation, it might be a little bit different as far as if I would encourage or discourage multiple wallets. In general, I would say I discourage multiple wallets because the team doesn't want multiple wallets, right? And I would personally like to keep as few wallets as possible, even for myself, because I think Tim might have said it here. Tim says, I don't have multiple wallets mostly because I'm lazy. And I would kind of agree with that too. Having multiple wallets and juggling all the stuff between wallets is a bit of a pain. I would much rather have one. Honestly, I would rather have just one wallet. So why don't I have just one wallet? And let me explain a few reasons why I don't. One reason that I personally do not have just one wallet and I have multiple wallets is because I have interacted with a couple of these bots that y'all hear about, like the waifu bot and the DFK helper bot. And when you interact with those bots, you have to give up or give out to the bot. So I don't think a human being is looking at my private keys, but we do have to give the private keys to the botting service, whether that's local on our own machine or whether it's remote somewhere else or something. I don't think the developers of those bot services are actually able to see our private keys themselves personally, but if the software that you're using is closed source or remotely run, then it's possible. I mean, you have to accept the possibility that someone else is looking at your private keys, even if they say they're not. I don't think that's the case. I really don't. I think that the devs that we have, at least right now, are above board. But I definitely do not want to have a huge amount of money in a single wallet. And so I guess one of the things that I should clarify a little bit is I've put over $100,000 of US dollars into DeFi Kingdoms, right? And when I say over, I mean over, right? Not around. And so if I had $100,000, just let's simplify it with that number. If I have $100,000 into one wallet right there, and that one wallet gets compromised, boom, there's all my money. It's all gone right there, right? I'm not willing to risk $100,000 in one wallet, especially when I'm giving the private keys to that wallet to a bot service that I don't really know what's going on underneath the hood. It's not open source. I can't see what's going on there. So I'm trusting these people. And even though I do trust them, what if there is a compromise somewhere that they don't know about, or a bug in their bot service that they don't know about, or just like the Harmony bridge hack. I'm sure Harmony devs were probably pretty smart at creating smart contracts and create bridging and all this other kind of stuff, but their bridge still got hacked, right? And so for me, and I think for a lot of people that have a lot of value in there, if I only had $500 into a wallet, and let's say I'm making $5,000 every month in my day-to-day job, right? So my normal business work, I'm making $5,000 a month. Then if I had only $500 into a wallet, then I might think totally different about that, right? Something else to think about there is my mortgage for my house where I live is $2,500 a month. So I'm paying $22,500 every single month just to pay the mortgage on this house. And then I'm paying about $500 a month in grocery bills and food expense. I'm paying $100 a month for car payment and insurance and stuff like that. And so the point that I'm trying to make with that is, if I only had $500 in a wallet, I could easily replace that pretty quick. And I feel, I'm not trying to brag by saying that, guys. I hope everyone realizes that. What I'm trying to do is help y'all to see the financial position that I'm in. I'm very well aware that we have many viewers who are coming from the Philippines or from some third world countries, Thailand and so on. I specifically know that I've got some people from there that are, let's see if I can delete that stuff there. Hide the users' comments on the channel. Yeah, I think we got them. Put user in timeout. So yeah, if you got some of those bots there, Nobel, thanks, or Zabu, if you got those. So anyway, the reason I'm telling you about a little bit of that financial situation is because, not to brag, but to just point out that this is my monthly living situation financially right here, right? And so if someone from Thailand if their monthly salary or their weekly salary is $40 that they're getting a week or a month or something like that, or $400 a month is one thing. I think I remember seeing one of my viewers from Thailand saying $400 was their monthly salary or something. And so if that's the case, then that person needs to scale down the amount. So when I personally say that I don't have any problems with $500 in one account, then a person in Thailand might say, well, it's 10% of my monthly income, right? So whatever it is for you, and maybe we should be talking in percentages more than actual dollars. That would probably make more sense. So if I'm putting, if I've got a wallet with 10% of my monthly income, I probably don't care about that as much, and I could easily handle one wallet that has that stuff in there. But when we're talking about maybe your annual salary, right? If we're talking about your entire annual salary into one wallet, I'm a little concerned about that. And so I would rather break that up into multiple wallets, especially when we're talking about blockchain and crypto, when we have so much hacking going around, right? Another reason that I have multiple wallets is because, like I said, I've given the private keys to a couple of these wallets, and so I don't want to put a lot of funds in there. And so these specific wallets are set up to manage that specific risk, right? Also, I have a wallet for the DFK helper bot, and I have a different wallet for the waifu bot. And part of that reason is because if one of those wallets gets compromised, like if one of their services get compromised, I don't want all of my funds going. In other words, if the DFK helper software gets compromised, then I would just lose the funds in that wallet. If the waifu bot software gets compromised, then I just lose the funds in that wallet, which at least leaves me some funds in something else. So it limits my loss potential for those things. Let's say that I didn't have any bots at all, which was the case at one time, and I still had something. Oh, something else with the bots specifically. Different wallets help me to analyze which bot is better for certain tasks, right? So I'm looking and I'm analyzing, and I'm really analyzing that to be able to report on it to y'all, the viewers, right? So you viewers might be interested in getting a bot yourself, or maybe you have one and you're interested in what are some of the others like. And if I can do kind of like a review of these different bot services and say, hey, this one is doing good at these and this is doing good at these other things, then y'all can make your own decisions. Like one of the bot services that I'm working with is $35 a month. Well, I don't know if you've been calculating your own income or your own profits, but if you're not making $35 a month because you've got one hero and $50 in a wallet, then of course you wouldn't want to use that bot at all. There wouldn't be any sense to use a bot if you have $50 in a liquidity pool and you've got one hero there, right? But if you've got 100 heroes and, you know, $1,000, or I would say even if you've got 20 heroes and $500, that could be right around the place where a bot possibly could start making sense for you, right? And so I have different accounts where I'm analyzing how those bots are working in comparison to each other. On top of that, I've got another account, or my third account, I guess, is set up that it is not. So like this account right here, it says DFK1-comp. So I'm considering that one compromised because it has a bot attached to it. So it's just, I'm considering it compromised even though technically it's not. Here's DFK2 compromised, another bot on that account. So it's compromised, right? Although I'm still using it because again, technically it's not really compromised. I have my main account right here, Rock808B. I have this account because this is where a lot more of my funds are that I don't want. If one of those bots do get compromised, I have this wallet here, which stores all of the stuff that I'm getting from the other bots. So we've got 820 of the blue stems, we've got 622 of the dark weed. And so rather than keeping all of this stuff, rather than keeping all these stones and these the gems and eggs and all this kind of stuff in a wallet that could be compromised, I've got a wallet that stores all of the goodies for stuff that I would not want stolen, right? If that wallet gets compromised. So at least I can recover a little bit from there. This wallet has not had a bot on it. This wallet is not compromised. I have not shared the private keys with this wallet. So I feel a lot safer about this as well, right? And then I have even a fourth account right here. And this is the play to earn investment account. And this is an account that I have set up specifically for you viewers out there, right? So we are allowing y'all to come over here into the Darlantis Discord and looking under the 808 FAM account governance. And we're voting right here, and we're allowing you to come into the Discord and vote in what you want to do with this specific account that I have. And y'all are not only kind of in charge of it and running it in a way, I guess vicariously through me, right? But y'all are also getting the rewards. So there are some voting things where we have in here, like we're voting for some certain things, and I say, we've got some jewel in this account right now. What do you want to do? Should we buy more heroes so it allows us to quest more efficiently? Should we recompound that into a garden pool? But then letter C, y'all could vote for, let's take some out. Let's take some profits as a community. And so this is where, this is what I would take out of this community pool, and I'd give to y'all for rewards. Spinning the wheel, being here in chat, being, participating in the live stream and all that kind of stuff. So y'all have control of voting to take out profits if you want for yourselves, right? As a community. Or we could convert it to Jewel X Jewel and so on. It looks like most people here, at least at this time back in the beginning of October, had voted to buy a couple more gardeners to help us garden more efficiently. Now, as we scroll down here a little bit more, let me drop this message into chat room right now. If y'all have not voted on this, we've got a new voting thing just from today, this morning. Y'all are all welcome to join the Discord. I think most of y'all are here already in the Discord. But something that we wanted to do today is DFK is currently running raffles to give away 500 new Gen Zeros for the opening of the Clayton blockchain. One way to get tickets is to play DFK duels and participate in those raffles as well. Should I spend, or should we, that should say we, spend 1 crystal or 0.5 crystal per day on a solo duel, or not? Or should we not try to worry about getting a Gen 0 that way? So we have 3 options that you can vote on. You can vote to spend 1 crystal on a solo duel per day and submit those raffle tickets. You could vote to spend 0.5 crystal per day on a duel and spend the raffle tickets. Or you could say, don't participate in the duel, but instead save that crystal for the Sea Jeweler, which also, of course, gives us opportunities for Gen Zeros as well, right? So if we're saving our crystal for the Sea Jeweler, that also gives us opportunities for Gen Zeros in this account. And if we do win a Gen 0 in this particular account, it will be going towards the community effort, and y'all will be able to get to vote on who and when we're going to summon with it, and what happens with those summoned heroes, whether we give them out as rewards or whether we try to sell them for profit. And this is an account that y'all control. And so, again, the reason that I'm mentioning this right here is because it was asked a little bit earlier, why do I have multiple accounts? And I've given several reasons why I have several accounts. And one of them is just because one of the accounts that I own, I'm letting y'all control. I thought that would be a fun part of the live streams, that y'all can, fun part of the community here, right? Voting in what you want to do with these things. So I see we got a couple of new voters coming in here. A check mark. Check mark is not one of those options, of course, but A, B, C, or D, vote on that. And you might scroll back to some of these other things. If y'all haven't voted in here before, there are some things that we still do. Like for this, if you scroll back a little bit, for our daily crystal gain, so every day we gain about 3 crystal. And maybe that's important for you to look at this also. So this says, do we want to spend 1 crystal a day on solo duels or 0.5 crystal per day? Y'all need to keep in mind that this little community account that we have right here gains a total of probably about 4 crystal per day. So if you're voting to spend 1 of it on solo duels per day, you're voting to spend 25% of our daily income on the raffle and on the duel. If you vote to spend 0.5 crystal, then you're voting to spend about 12% of our daily income on the raffle. But if you don't vote for either of those, or you vote for C, then that money goes into Sea Jeweler for crystal right now. And also will, of course, give us a chance for Gen Zeros. There are other things where you can vote on stuff to do with our crystal specifically. Turn it into Sea Jewel or put it into a liquidity pool or something like that, if y'all are kind of new to the channel. Ike says, got to run. See you next time, guys. So glad to have you here, Ike. Thanks for stopping by. Let's see. All right. So enough of that about the Discord. I did want to mention that we've got some stuff in here for y'all to vote on. But let me scroll back in chat because I think that y'all have been talking about quite a bit here, and it's on a good topic. And the topic that we had is multiple accounts. Why do we have that? Why do I have that specifically? And I think that kind of answers the question right there. If I had a smaller account, then I think I would probably just have 1. If it was easier for me to try out different things, and maybe that's another reason that I just have more, is that I'm trying out different types of things, right? Kind of compartmentalizing, which I'm not able to do if everything is stuffed into one wallet, right? Let's see. I do see that it is 3:30, and guess what time it is, guys? 3:30 does mean, I think I should have had Nightbot chime in here recently? Or, ooh, it looks like I didn't have Nightbot chime in. Maybe advancing the chat stuff that much has thrown it off whack a little bit. So let's go ahead and do Nightbot and come over here and do giveaways. Y'all are going to have to say hello one more time. And we do have a rollover. It is time for the rollover. Well, there might be another rollover. But say hi in chat if you haven't recently. Or I should say, even if you have recently, you'll need to say hi in chat one more time. Let's go ahead and extend out that time period to be 15 minutes. Mystical Meows is here. Sir Amir, Worm, Bravos Lab, Ike E. Might. Oh, man, Ike, I guess you just probably left a minute ago, didn't you? You probably missed out on this, I think. Alfred Clayton is here in the house. Welcome on in. I think you are a new account. Sir Amir. Nobel is coming in. Woke him up for this as well. All right. Joshua is still here. Awesome, Joshua. I still need to go over chat, Joshua, so I'm still going to catch up in all that. If y'all, and I know that y'all have been talking about all this stuff, I do want to read over everything that y'all have said and maybe address some additional points and questions. But let's just take a moment break. Bravo says, Rock's got 1 million heroes. I have about 80, I think. Maybe 70. Okay, let's see. But I'm going for 1 million. Absolutely. I would love to have 1 million heroes. That would be nice. But I don't think 1 million. Oh, another reason, if anyone wants to know reasons to have multiple accounts, is because when you are doing these quests, when you're doing various quests like mining quests as an example, and you're doing gold mining, then you could only send 6 miners at a time to do gold mining. And when you send miners to do gold mining 6 at a time, then by the time that they're done with their mining quest, and you can have another set that goes. And so you have one set of 6 miners that is waiting to recuperate, right? Waiting to get their stamina up, while you send another group of 6 miners. I think most of y'all know about that. The thing is that by the time your second set, or I should say, by the time your third set of miners is done, then your first set is all stamina'd up again and they're ready to go. So you really only need 3 sets of 6 miners to be mining 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You only need 3 sets of 6, which means you have 18 miners. So what about all these accounts that have more than 18 miners? You've got 100 heroes and you have 30 miners. Well, in that case, you mine 18 of them to your locked balance. You mine 18 of them to your gold, for gold mining, which is 36 miners. But if you've got 50 miners or 100 miners, then you're going to need to mine in a different wallet, because you can only send 18 to gold mining at a time or in a day, right? So you're going to have more. Same thing with gardens. If you're using all of your gardeners, I mean, if you have liquidity, if you have enough money that you have liquidity in all of your all the garden pools, how much is that? I don't know how many gardens there are these days, but I do know that 6 gardeners, 3 sets of 2 gardeners each, can fully fill up or take over 1 garden pool. So if you have 2 garden pools, then you could have 12 gardeners. 3 garden pools, 3 times 6 is going to be 12, and so on. And so based on the number of gardens you have, so if there's 14 gardens and you can have 6 gardeners per garden, then whatever that number is, which 6, 4 is 24, so 84 gardeners. So if you've got more than 84 gardeners, then you're going to need another wallet for that, right? Put more money into a different wallet and have those other gardeners go over there. So that's another really, really good reason that how the game itself, even without bots, and even without me being a streamer trying to show different things off, but even for you as a player, that's a really big restriction. But as you can see, you've got to have a huge number of either gardeners or miners to make that work, right? And so unless you have that, then probably having one wallet is fine, right? Roll over. Let's do this thing. Let's go over here. Let's highlight all these names. Let's do a Control C. And I think I got everybody in here. Let's just take a quick glance over. Looks like we got everybody. Yeah. Control V, V, V. All right. We got a lot of names in here. Let's add some, let's add another rollover. Rollover +2. And let's add another rollover +4. So we already have one rollover. So whoever wins this, if it is a human being, then you're going to win 2 tickets. Oh, let's also do one more thing for a rollover. Rollover ×2. But of course, right now, that's still only going to be 4 tickets. So we'll have a multiple of 2 there as well. So let's spin the wheel and see who gets it. We've got a lot of names in here today. That's awesome. Y'all, thanks for showing up. Who's it going to be? Drum roll, drum roll. The suspense. It's going to be Worm, it looks like. Worm 369. Awesome. Worm, you are winning the rollover prize. So let me come over here to my little spreadsheet and we're going to plug you in. Worm 369 has 2 tickets waiting for me to send them. Let me also say, because I do have quite a few people in here right now, that I haven't looked at everybody's name specifically very carefully. But if Big Baba J is here, or Umar L, or Sir Jewel Staker, or Jakamach, Rebel Scum, y'all have won tickets, and I have not been able to find your wallet IDs yet to give you your tickets. So if y'all are here in chat, those are some people that I haven't run across your wallet IDs yet. And if you just send it to me again in Discord, or at least remind me where that is, that would be great. Other than that, everyone else who's been around for the last couple of days, I should have sent you your tickets. You should be able to check my personal private messages to you in Discord. You probably are going to find a transaction ID number and just a message from me saying I sent them. Here's the transaction ID number. So y'all should see those in your Discord messages as well. So there we go. But yes, and Sir Worm, or Worm, I'm going to send those to you again after the show is done today, because I need to get over onto the Polygon wallet. And again, these will be redeemable for a hatched pet tomorrow. We're going to hatch a pet probably about 5:30, which is 26 hours from now, I guess. Somewhere right around there. We'll be hatching a pet tomorrow, about 26 hours. All right. So let me go ahead and catch up in chat right now and see what y'all are talking about for this very interesting topic. I definitely want to see what y'all have to say. So let's see. Darrow Evil says, tried 3 summons yet, no luck, although carried over that 2 that's carried over for 2, that's something. Yeah, that's interesting. For the active and the passive stuff, absolutely. So I'm glad y'all are talking a little bit about active and passive stats there. Bean says, 1 wallet on the PC connected to a ledger and 1 wallet on your phone to play and go. That's a really good idea also, right? To have something where you have something more of a hot wallet for your play stuff, and then 1 wallet that's kind of storage or not as dangerously situated, right? Sabu says, I wanted to ask what the concerns are, but they hopped in and answer up in the shower. Oh, I think he was still listening though. 2 benefits I see is once you get more invested with the assets, it's good for management and most importantly, security, Sabu says. Yeah, and I think that in all of my description of what I was talking about a little bit earlier, it's the same type of thing. I've got organizational to organize my thoughts a little bit more, or even strategies. What happens if you would want to run multiple strategies? Imagine I've got an idea, or I wonder if owning a whole bunch of heroes is going to be better than a Gen0, or would a Gen0 be better? Or would it be better for me to go into liquidity pools? Or would it be better for me to go into C-Jewel? Or would it be better for me to buy heroes, right? And so I could imagine that a person wanting to experiment would want a different wallet for each of those different compartmentalized things to try out, right? And then, of course, security. So if one wallet gets compromised, the other ones are still good. Absolutely true. I'd hate to, Ogre's wallet got compromised and lost a ton of money. In fact, from what it sounds like, I think his story is it affected him so much that he's had to recently get another job, or look into getting a job at least, because he had so much crypto in there. He probably was almost either thinking about retiring or the ability to retire, not have to worry about normal 9 to 5 work anymore. But then when the crypto market takes a plunge and, of course, all your crypto gets stolen, oh man, I feel really bad for the guy. Let's see. Sold a Dark Knight with 5 Elite for $13.99. Wow, nice, Tim. That's very cool. Let's see. Eggs in baskets. Yeah, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Robin Hood says, and I definitely agree with that. I would not want to put all my eggs in one basket. Sabu says, I like that being mobile on the go and don't trust myself. Yeah, that could be problematic. Or even just, tapping some kind of Trojan horse or some kind of malware on your phone, or going to some bad link and losing something. I would hate to do that. And you know what Ogre said about his account being compromised is he just wasn't, I think he said he just wasn't paying attention one particular day at one particular time, right? There was a link that was sent out. He was a little busy doing something. Maybe it was late at night and he was kind of sleepy. I forget if I'm thinking about him or somebody else. But whatever the case is, all it takes is one bad click and you lose all your money in that wallet, right? And so that could be pretty bad. Let's see. Sir Mir says, I'm running my own AutoQuest stuff on my laptop, looking forward to creating my own smart contract setup like DFK Earn. Absolutely. So that's something else that I'm looking into here myself. I would love for us as a community to be able to, and me personally, be able to learn how to do programming and linking in with DFK blockchain and the DFK game itself, but then also teaching y'all how to do that same type of thing. And I would really encourage, if we are practicing around or learning how to do blockchain programming, that we're probably not using our main wallet, right? The open honesty is amazing, bro. Yeah. So that is another reason why I have oftentimes had a lot of viewers. I'm trying to build up my DFK viewership, but when I was streaming Sandbox, I definitely take the punches, throw the punches, as far as the hard stuff. And I'm brutally honest with a lot of things. So much so that sometimes I shoot myself in the foot, giving out maybe vital information that I shouldn't have, or maybe it hurts me. Even though it's like Crypto Grady saying that as soon as he made a video talking about one of his strategies, or RJ, I don't know if y'all were around here doing DFK stuff 3 months ago, when we were talking to RJ. We had RJ on the channel. He was a big YouTube streamer, and he gave some strategies for how he was making $30,000 in 2 months off of Gen 1 heroes. And I think a lot of people jumped onto that bandwagon, and I have a feeling that he kind of is, maybe, I don't know if I would say sad is the right word, but maybe he regrets a little bit having made some videos like that where, he spills the alpha on stuff he's doing, and then, he comes back in later when he's on my stream later, and we're talking about how the fact that it's hard to find Gen 1s anymore at the price that he was finding them way back then, right? And that was like 4 months ago. Let's see. I selected hide messages under hide users in the channel, not ban from here. I would say ban those type of users, Zabu, if you see that kind of stuff. It's fine to ban them. If it's one of our people, or if it's not an obvious spam message like that, then of course we probably don't want to be banning normal people coming in. If a normal person is like So there could be a time when I would imagine one of us could be super agitated for whatever. And if they're out of control, then maybe we could time them out or something like that. But I would say I would be cautious of even doing that. I remember that there was one, I was on another live stream for something different. It wasn't DFK related. And there was a bunch of stuff going on, and a bunch of people were maybe a little agitated about something. I forget what the exact situation was, but a couple of people were agitated about something, and um, I had asked a question in the chat, and there was a moderator or two in there, and they said they told me to be patient. They said, "Be patient. He's gonna get to you." And I had asked a different question like 20 minutes earlier. It was a different question. And that question was answered just fine. So then I'm asking another question like 20 minutes later, and this moderator comes out and says, "Be patient. He's going to get to you. Don't keep asking." I'm like, and then I asked the moderator, did they answer the question? And I didn't notice that. I was trying to ask, and apparently the moderator took that offensively or in some kind of aggressive way, and thought that I was, I don't know, accusing them of something or whatever. I was just trying to find out, did somebody answer in chat that I didn't notice? Because I absolutely knew that the streamer themselves did not answer my question, and it had been several minutes later past that. And so anyway, there was a big hubbub, and so I got timed out, and ultimately the moderator thought that I was being aggressive in that chat room just because I was asking a question, and the moderator themselves was getting overwhelmed by the number of people, and the other people. There was like a bit of a fight going on between a few other people as well. And so the moderator was getting frustrated in that environment, trying to manage this fight, and then here's me asking this question, and I maybe already in the mindset of people challenging the moderator's decisions or something like that. And so already the moderator's very defensive, and stuff, and then maybe saw my normal question of like, did I miss something? Did that question already get answered? As being aggressive itself. Anyway, blew out of proportion and frustrated me and a couple other people a lot more, because a lot of other people in chat saw that I was just asking a normal question, and I shouldn't have been timed out for that. And so anyway, it blew up a little bit more. Drama, chat room drama, right? So better to not stir up chat room drama, I would say. Let's see. Zabu says, I'm so paranoid. I have 3 unique phrase wallets on 3 separate devices. Yeah, I mean, it is possible that if somehow somebody got the passphrase, then that would compromise all of the wallets on that one account, right? Many of us here are here to learn and wanting alpha. Absolutely right. We see multiple wallets as a part of the alpha. Well, monkey see, monkey do. So here's the thing, Joshua. I would agree that if normal people, let's just say, in other words, let me qualify what I mean by normal. If non-whales, if people who don't have hundreds and hundreds of heroes, so those are the whales, right? And I'm not even sure I would call myself a whale, but I've still got 80 heroes, which is probably more than most people. Let's just say that, right? And so for people that have 10 heroes or less, I don't necessarily see an advantage to having, in fact, I see some massive disadvantages to having multiple wallets, right? There might be some people that say, oh, if I have multiple wallets, I have more chances to win a Gen0 or something like that. And I would say, whoa, I don't think that that's probably true for many reasons we could get into if you wanted to do that. I definitely would not be creating multiple wallets to get more Gen0s for sure. That's a bad idea. In fact, with C-Jewel coming up, people like Grady, I've even heard Grady mention himself, and other people in my chat room, and including me, the way that C-Jewel is going to work is going to hurt us for having multiple wallets. just because of the way Cjoule works, we would rather have all of our larger amount of money in one single wallet so we can get a compounded Cjoule much more. It's going to hurt us more to have $10,000 or $50,000 or $100,000 spread out between multiple wallets, right? And so it would be better to compound all that stuff. We have more of a chance to win a Gen0 with more of our money compounded into a single wallet, right? And so for smaller accounts especially, I would say monkey see, monkey do is not a good way to look at this specifically for several reasons. One is, let's say that you're a smaller person with just $1,000 or even less than $1,000 in a single or in a wallet right here, right? You have some amount of that money that's going to go into Cjoule, right? So hopefully with that $1,000 that you have in a wallet, right, your total wallet value, some of that money is in a liquidity pool, right? A garden that your gardeners can go after, that's getting you some locked balance, that then your miners can go after the locked balance, and so on. You've got some portion of that $1,000 buying a few heroes every now and then, right? So buying some floor heroes, or buying, something 50% off the floor, or something like that, where you're getting a little bit better than floor heroes, but still you're not spending hundreds and hundreds of dollars on heroes. So you probably should be kind of slowly building up your stack of heroes over time. And then you probably have some of that $1,000 total investment into a wallet probably planning to go into Cjoule, or at least I would, right? And the reason for that is because Cjoule, there's going to be a lot more airdrops for Cjoule holders than there used to be. Holding Cjoule is probably going to be the biggest way to get Gen0s, not only coming up very soon, but in the far future when new blockchains open up. Those people holding Cjoule are probably going to get larger amounts of tickets for various things. And then also the power-ups that we're going to be getting, which means that all of the heroes in that wallet that have your large amount of money in there in Cjoule are going to get bigger power-ups. But if you split your money into multiple wallets, then you're going to have less money in each wallet, which means less Cjoule in each wallet. Less Cjoule in each wallet is going to mean that you can afford less power-ups. And if you split your heroes into those multiple wallets, just because you're seeing people with larger accounts doing it, then ultimately you're doing a lot more damage to yourself, because each of your three wallets, let's just say three, each of your three wallets has less Cjoule in there, and so you can get less power-ups, and those heroes are going to be less powered up. Whereas if you combined, instead of $300 into three different wallets, you combined all that to $900 or $1,000 into a single wallet. You had all of your heroes in that single wallet, taking advantage of all of that Cjoule in the single wallet and all of the power-ups in that single wallet. You're going to do much better, right? So the fact that we now have Cjoule really makes me question, what type of, what am I doing with my wallets? And let me redefine again. I'm not necessarily playing too much in these multiple wallets. So even though I've got 4 wallets, I'm really only playing in 2. And one of them is a community wallet that I'm really letting y'all viewers drive, right? You're voting on that with the Discord voting. And then I'm playing in one wallet, and then I have one wallet as a storage. So I don't have any heroes in that wallet. I'm not doing questing in that wallet. I don't have much liquidity in that wallet, although I could have some. If I had a whole bunch of money and I didn't want to risk that in a single wallet, I might put some of that into a different wallet again that I might not have any heroes in at the time. And then I've got another wallet that actually has really nothing in there. It used to have a bot, but it doesn't have anything in there right now. I've moved out those funds because of what's happening right now. I'm trying a different way to do things and focusing more on one specific wallet rather than 2. Let's see. So yeah, lots of you're talking about alpha and seeing, monkey see, monkey do type stuff. I would say that's some probably good, if you want to call that information alpha that I just gave. It's really more of, these are things that we should all know from stuff that the dev team has told us, but sometimes we don't remember everything that we've heard before. Let's see. Joshua says, but I have 21 heroes and most of them at the floor, so I doubt I have good perspective on the whole picture. Yeah, so Joshua, this is a really good point. With 21 heroes and most of them at the floor, I would say that size of an account probably should just be dealing with one wallet. Possibly two wallets if you end up getting a bot, because 21 heroes might be about the time when I would think about getting a bot or some kind of botting service. Although, let me stop really quick right now and just say, I'm not necessarily sure I want to endorse any specific botting service, especially right at this moment, just because we don't know what's going to come with what the dev team is going to provide for us with their automation tools. If they're going to be providing automated questing and some other stuff like that, that might be perfectly good for what most of y'all need. I'm also not sure, Joshua, if you've been looking specifically at how much income you've been getting per or on a daily basis from your 21 heroes. If you are finding it difficult to send your heroes on, if you can't send your heroes on 2 quests a day, then you also might think about a bot, just because the bot's going to be more efficient at that. You might also want to wait until the official dev team has their automation tools, rather than compromising your private keys like some of us have, right? I don't think it's going to be too much longer for you to have to wait to automate that a little bit more. But then also, some of these services that we're paying for here with these bot services are $35 or even $100 a month. And again, with 21 heroes, floor heroes especially, and I don't know how much you have in your liquidity pool, but if you've only got like $100 in the liquidity pool, you probably don't have that much income. I think most of y'all know that if you have let me just rephrase it this way, the larger amount of money that you've got in liquidity pools is going to mean the more locked balance you're going to be growing at any time, and the more value your gardeners are going to be able to bring back on a regular basis, each of their quests. So if you are using your gardeners to go after a garden where you have no money in that pool at all, I think the baseline is 0.005 jewel and crystal, right? That they're going to bring back, which is hardly anything. I've had some people in my chat say, well, that's still good. It's still good value for experience. But I'm like, man, yeah, I mean, if you don't have any money at all, then that's the best you're going to be able to do. But if you've got $100, if you've got a job, so maybe here's some more alpha. And again, I can't give y'all financial advice, but let me tell you what I would do. If I had $5 to my name or $10 to my name, and I was like, what do I do with this $10? Do I want to go out or let's say, I don't know how much it costs to go see a movie or bowling or pool, wherever y'all live. But let's say that we had $20 where we could say, all right, we're going to go to the movies and spend $20 on the movies, or we're going to take this $20 and go buy beer, or we're going to take this $20 and go out to dinner tonight, or we're going to take this $20, whatever it is that you might think is good entertainment. We're going to go see a live theater show or a music performance or something like that. What I would do personally is I would ask, is that bit of entertainment today, right now, is that going to be worth perhaps months of entertainment through DeFi Kingdoms, right? And this is a question I asked myself years and years ago, and I answered it for myself, and I think it's a good question to ask for each of y'all. If going to McDonald's and spending $15 on a meal at McDonald's, is that going to satisfy you? Or let me ask you this way, how long is that going to satisfy you? Or if you go to the movies, or if you go shoot some pool, is that going to satisfy you very long? And it might be a family day out, and it might be with your your partner or significant other or some great friends, and the bonding experience that you have at that time is well worth that money being spent, right? And so I don't want to discourage people from doing that kind of thing. Right? But one of the things that I realized a while back was, you know what? I don't need to go to Starbucks today. I don't need to go to McDonald's today. I'm just going to buy some canned and frozen groceries at the grocery store. I'm going to, get some, fresh vegetables and fruit from the grocery store, and I'm going to save, I'm only going to spend half that money that I would have spent, and I'm going to take the other half of my money and I'm going to put that into a game, whether it's DeFi Kingdoms or something else. And if you do that, if you plan to do that every single week, this week I'm going to skip one day of Starbucks. Next week, I'm going to skip one day of Starbucks, or I'm going to skip one day of going out to dinner, or I'm going to skip one day of going to the movies this month, right? Whatever it is. Then instead, you put that money into a investment. And it doesn't matter what investment it is, right? When I first was learning about this, way before I was even dealing anything with crypto, I was investing in stocks, or I was investing into gold, or I was investing into real estate or something, right? You put it into something. And then you grow that investment over time. And again, I can't give financial advice, but if you talk to other financial advisors, I think they would advise somewhat the same type of thing, as I had financial advisors advising me. And then over time, you grow and grow your value. And eventually, if you do that with DFK, you would have $100 into DFK, you'd have $200, you'd have $500, you'd have $1,000, and I will guarantee you that this little account that we're looking at right now, this 808 FAM account, it's this account right here. This account only has $440 of US value in the liquidity pool. That's not a lot. And it only has 4 gardening heroes, right? So this account has $400 into a liquidity pool and 4 gardening heroes, which we spent about $10 on each, so $40 worth of heroes. And we're getting about 4 crystal per day. So if that's 30.5 days, in a month, we're getting about 122 crystal per month, right? And so how long would it take you to stop going to Starbucks, to stop going to McDonald's, to put in a little bit of money week after week after week, or your normal paycheck? So one thing I did as well, I have money coming out of my normal paycheck that goes to an IRA or 401k or something like that. And maybe what I would do is I would put aside a little money every paycheck, $10, $20, $50 a paycheck, whatever it is that y'all want to do. And that goes into a liquidity pool here and there. And before too long, you built up a good sized liquidity pool. You're making 122 crystal a month. And right now, of course, crystal is only like 25 cents. So it's only $30 you're making a month. No big deal. But what happens when crystal comes up to $1, which I think it very easily could? If you're holding on to this crystal now, then you're talking about $122 a month. And when you start growing that a little bit more, and for some people I know that I've talked to in my own chat room over the last several months, especially in these third world countries, $122 a month would be life-changing for some people. That would almost replace their normal income, right? Certainly, if you were making 8 crystal a day, and making about $244 a month, then that again could be life-changing. And again, I don't want to give you all financial advice, but just kind of showing you the value of compounding a little bit of money being put in there. So when I hear people saying, I don't have a lot of heroes right now, or that you could have more over time, just, keep working at it. And I think several of you are building up slowly. So that's a really good thing to do. And I know I'm way behind in chat, so I'm sorry guys. We'll catch up here in chat in a minute. Let's see. Umfreak says, I'm around 150 heroes now. DFK Quester, Born to Die, makes non-betting super reasonable with batched questing and completing. Was close to getting a bot, but I feel now I don't need it anymore. Yeah, so that is something too. We're going to start seeing more and more third-party developers creating things, and I wouldn't necessarily say a bot is the answer for everybody, right? If you can get around that, then that's great. And again, if you're only making, let's say we're only making 4 and 25. So let's say that we've only got $400 into all of our liquidity pools, and we're making whatever that was. We're making 122 crystal a month times 25 cents per crystal right now, somewhere about there. So we're only making $30 a month. Paying $35 a month for a bot probably doesn't make a lot of sense in that situation, right? It's great that you can look, or that it's great that you care and looking to learn. Absolutely right. Yeah. So just new people looking and learning and what to do possibly. That's the start. Just y'all having questions and asking, like, what are good things to do, and talking with other community members and so on like that. That's the first start into how y'all can to really build up something of value over time, perhaps. Of course, be very careful. Don't put in anything more than you can use. Let's see. Joshua Burton says, and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying people shouldn't do it or it's bad, just asking the question. I understand better. Sorry if I can. No, Joshua, you did not come across the wrong way. Don't worry about that. I think, and I know I've been talking a lot since then, so you probably have gotten a lot of good impressions of what I was saying, but I definitely did not think you were coming off in any kind of negative way. So if you were still thinking that it sounded that way, no, I don't think that. I'm a very direct, precise person. It's extremely hard to hurt my feelings. In fact, I guess my feelings do get hurt every now and then for certain things, but it's very, very difficult to hurt my feelings about some things. And so, yeah, don't worry about asking me questions. And I don't mean to hurt other people's feelings either, but sometimes with me being very direct and very logical in a lot of the ways I think, sometimes I might come off in a way that sounds a little, what's the word? A little maybe casual about something that might, just like, for example, the amount of money, where I might come off and say, oh yeah, you could easily put in $1,000. And some people are saying, well, that's totally out of my realm. You're talking to a whole different, category of people. There's no way I would ever be able to put in $1,000 into something. And I don't mean to be dismissive or casual about different people's levels of income, especially in different world economies and third world stuff. I do absolutely know and respect that different people in different parts of the world have different income statuses and different levels of income, and we can work around that, right? Whatever these type of things are. So, and knowing a little bit more information about specific people, I can't give financial advice, but I might be able to tell you what I would do in various situations if y'all want to bring up situations that we could fantasize about me being in, right? So let's see. Joshua says, for now, you have 18 miners for gold mining, and you put more into the miners, you won't make any profit for gold. That is absolutely right. Yeah, so Dare O Evil is just reminding us all here, if you've got more than 18 going into mining, all those other miners aren't going to bring anything back. And for some of y'all, I bet some of y'all don't even have any locked balance at all, or have very, very low locked balance. And so putting miners, or putting more than even 2 or 3 miners toward trying to mine your locked balance, is not going to be very efficient for your miners at all either. Even 3 or 4 miners is going to be too much for some of that stuff, right? Absolutely true. In fact, where is it? Let me pull this up just to let's see. Is it in my D directory? I don't think it's here. All right, I'll have to find it. Somewhere I've got a screenshot or something of the amount of miners you should have depending on your locked balance. I know someone will probably throw out a link before I scroll down in the chat to get down there. But that is something that is a very real thing. If you don't have a lot of locked balance, sending miners to mine that stuff over a certain amount of miners is not going to help you at all. See, also, I was kind of drunk when I brought this up in chat last night. Don't worry about it. It's a really good question. I'm glad you brought it up, actually, because I think a lot of people have questions about that. And there's so many nuances and different answers and different people that it's a really good question. I should probably make an entire YouTube video, and I won't call you out on there, but I should probably make an entire YouTube video specifically addressing what and why some people might want to multi-wallet and why other people probably should not multi-wallet, right? Because I think the majority of people should probably not. The dev team has definitely made it very challenging, or not rewarding, maybe is a better way to put it. It's not really rewarding to have multiple wallets. They're doing a really good job at that, right? So the reason that we have multiple wallets is not to make more necessarily. It's because we've got so many heroes that the game is limiting us in certain ways, or we're trying to have better organization or something. It's not, we're not benefiting in some different way from that. No. Let's see. DFK Quester is what DFK team is needed to release from the start. I feel you probably would not have gone the bot route if that was available. Yeah. So if there was more automated ways of doing things, I probably wouldn't have even gotten a bot. I feel bad myself about spending $35 a month. In fact, for the first 2 months, I just went with the waifu bot, which is a one-time payment of $60, right, whenever it was. That one-time payment, I felt that I could easily make that up in about 2 or 3 months worth of time based on the number of heroes that I have. Again, you got to be very careful with this stuff, because how much each of us have individually would determine how quickly we could make that back. And with my, I think I had 30 heroes at the time or something like that. With my 30 heroes, and the fact that I realized that I was missing quests, I wasn't questing as much as I personally could. I wasn't waking up at 3 a.m. to do that third quest that sometimes I could get in. That I was missing some stuff. And with those 30 heroes, I wasn't being as efficient as I could and so on. That I recognized that I could probably pay back the bot within about 2 or 3 months. And to me, that seemed like that was going to be worth it. But still, it means that, and this is, I've had the bot for about 2.5 months. So coming up is my 3rd month. So it's been the last 2.5 months, or 2 months at least, that I actually have just been making the same amount of money up to the point where I had the bot, right? And so it's only this month right now that I might be starting to finally make some gains off of that, right? Sabu says, my plan was to get a second bot, but now I really don't see a need or justification. Yeah, it depends on what the team provides for us, but it's difficult for me to think about doing a lot more with bots, at least until I see what the team provides. However, most of these people that are providing bot services, they're probably a programmer and a dev with the mindset of wanting to help the community do better with something. And I can imagine that if the dev team makes questing bots and level up bots obsolete, they're probably going to focus on whatever the next thing is, right? So if they are skilled at programming, what's the next thing that we need? Some kind of way to pair our summons a lot better, or pair our duels, or select dual pairs. Like for me, I want to be doing duels right now, but it's challenging for me to find what groups of heroes that I want to go and duel with. I'm finding that challenging. So I would love to have a dev come up with a tool where I can paste my wallet address in, and then that tool says, these are your best groups of, whether it's 1v1, 3v3, 9 versus 9 for the DFK duels, or whether it's for what Wisdom Games is going to come up with for PvP when that comes out in the future and so on. I would like to know what would be the best combinations of heroes that I should take in to do things, right? Because some of that stuff is hard for me to wrap my brain around and look through 100 heroes, or almost 100 heroes, to try to find out what's my good combinations of things, or even what are the best combinations that I've got to summon with? Or do we know anybody? Do I know other wallets like Crypto Grady or Sergeant Filthy McNasty or somebody else that I could maybe reach out to and touch base with and say, hey, I've got this hero. I've noticed that your wallet has another good hero in there. Can we make some kind of a trade where I can let them trade or use one of my heroes to do a summons? They can, and I can use one of theirs, something like that. Or I could even pay them for a special summons, right? Let's see. Finally catching up with Chad in here a little bit. It's 4:30 my time. Oh man, yeah, I think we might have missed that 30-minute mark. I'm probably way behind. So thanks for the reminder. Looks like we are a little bit behind in that. We'll get caught up here. Let me catch up and then we'll do a giveaway. Let's see. I don't know if it's me, if even summoning is worth it. Slim chances of winning. See, this Zelf. So Zelf's comment right here really is something that I've felt also. Then the comment is, I don't know if me summoning is even worth it for a slim chance of winning. That's right. And so the thing is, I am challenged in finding summons partners for myself. And I did not summon for the first, I think 3 months or 4 months that I was in the game. I did not summon. Maybe I summoned one time just to see it work, right? But I did not summon any other time after that because I was too worried that I didn't know how to pick good summons partners, and I didn't want to waste the summons that I already had on some kind of a bad pairing, right? And I would say that even with other people like Crypto Grady and Mosh and Starbuck and all this stuff coming out and really giving great alpha on how to do summons pairs, I still wouldn't say that I feel great about some of the pairs that I have available to me, or even picking or even knowing how to price these things to see if this is even worth paying for, right? And so, again, having a little bit of a tool to help out with that for me would be pretty good. Let's see. Welcome. Hello, everybody saying. Let's see where we're at. We're just about to get caught up, and then we can do a wheel spin here. Let's see. Definitely a moonshot. I tell people to be careful with FOMO. Yeah, we definitely want to be careful. The larger portion of Gen0s will be given away to C-Jewel stakers anyway. That is something that I do want to point out. That's my understanding as well. Do we know that for a fact, Zabu? Do we know for 100% a fact that the larger percent, like, do we have an official breakdown of where the percentages are going to go? Can you point me to a link on that? Otherwise, if you can't point me to a link on it, I do vaguely remember hearing from somewhere, but again, without a link or without proof, maybe it's just someone was spreading a word and that kind of took fire, whatever. But I seem to remember also hearing that C-Jewel stakers were probably going to get a larger allotment than anything else. So still doing summons and dark summons and duels and doing the raffle stuff is going to be good. And I do want to participate in each one of those things a little bit. But unlike some people who are just going summons crazy, I'm probably going to summon twice, maybe 3 times. And that's going to be it for me. Just because I don't trust my summons enough. And also because I don't have those elite and advanced. And I'm not even trying to do elite advanced hero summoning. And, if that's the big thing, then I'm just going to be summoning some commons together. I'd say that all of my heroes are either common or uncommon, except for 3 Gen0s that I have that are legendary, right? Other than that, all of my heroes are common, uncommon. So what's the point in me trying to shoot for, these high-level heroes when that's the pool that I'm working with, right? So I'm not overly concerned about that. Maybe when PvP actually comes out, I will look a little bit more into getting some heroes specifically for PvP. But for now, that's kind of low on my radar, to be honest with you. If you want to max your chance, so Zabu says, if you want to max your chances with summoning, though I suggest focusing on dark summoning, entries will be weighted more. Yes, that is true. Specific basic Gen 1 dark summons are the cheapest. Yeah. So Zabu has some really good alpha for y'all for that as well. And I would say I think I'm going to do like 1 or 2 normal summons and then probably 1 or 2 dark summons to be a little bit more precise with what I'm going to be doing. It'll be a little better once we have Serendale up and running, at least 36 gold miners per account. Yeah, that's true too. When we start having more options, that'll be really good for us as well. Let's see. Oops, did I... where are we here? Let's see. 84 gardeners. Yep. Bravo says he literally shoots himself in the foot sometimes. Maybe I have. There's an uncommon Dark Knight, G1 for 39. Blew my funds already. Love it. Yeah, I love the pain, I guess. Yeah, it's hard to not go shopping. I hear y'all. Let's see here. Sabu giving way. I don't know about that. Let's see. Dare Evil says, did you go through the V tokenomics model? I have not had a chance to do that. I do want to. I think I still have a link for it over here somewhere that you gave me. I should have a link for it somewhere over here. I've lost it probably. But it's somewhere. Yes. Or if not, then I've got it in my my Discord. But I definitely want to be going over that. I do want to read that over and have a better understanding of it. Let's see. Probably due to the leveling, need dark summons. I'm not leveling heroes right now, and I plan to sell Shavas to build back some funds. We'll resume later. Yeah, that could be too. Again, I'm not going to focus a lot on that, but I do want to do a little. 71 Mookie, good evening. How are you doing? Sorry, I'm a little bit behind in chat and just now getting to your message there, but hello. Let's see. Challenge accepted on offending you. You're welcome to try, Zabu. I'd be curious to know, to find out what a viewer could say that would be offensive to me. I doubt that would be easy to do. And we probably don't want to, I don't know if we want to say too much crazy things in chat necessarily, because I wouldn't want to offend other people. So something interesting that I've had some people in my chat very defensive about other people talking about me, right? They get very upset when people talk negatively about the streamer. And that's just not me personally, right? I'm not trying to toot my horn, but any streamer, right? You've got a group of people in the stream that like or enjoy this particular streamer, whoever it is. And if you got one guy in there doing a bunch of negative stuff, then sometimes they're not looked at very kindly by the community. And even though I would know you're joking, or maybe even just trying to rattle my cage, I would say to anybody else, just be careful of that kind of thing, because I don't want y'all taking any heat for anything, even jokes or stuff like that. And y'all be nice to each other, right? Y'all can be, if y'all want to be mean to me, that's fine, as I always say. Y'all can be mean to me, but do not be mean to each other. That is something that will get y'all banned, if y'all are mean to each other. So just be careful. It's okay to be mean to me. Don't be mean to each other. Maybe I should just leave it at that. All right. Let's see. Joshua says, really appreciate the conversation. Got me thinking about a lot of things in DFK. I kind of feel like I may try to sum it up, though, and make a YouTube video about it. Awesome. Joshua, I encourage that everybody add more DeFi Kingdoms content. And even if I do it myself, before you get around to it, I would say still go ahead and do your own video. You'll have your own take on it, and you'll have your own video strategy or design and all that kind of stuff. And even though it's something that I would like to do, I might not even ever get around to it. So don't wait on me or think about, oh, Rock's going to do it, so I don't have to. No, please go ahead and do it anyway, because it's very likely that I'm so busy with my time that I might not ever get around to it. And it would be better to have that content out by somebody rather than nobody, right? And even if you release some video or I do, and you know, whoever does it first, if we do both end up doing a video, I don't think that's going to matter. Different people's viewpoints on the exact same topic are very useful as well. So please make more video content, all of y'all. Let's see, I guess if you have 5,000 locked tokens, having 2 miners mining Jewel is not profitable. Yes, so 5,000 locked tokens, Darrow Evil, is, or I should say 5,000 locked tokens is the breaking point when you could have 18 miners. But if you have less than 5,000, that's where you aren't going to need all 18 miners. You're probably going to need something closer to 15 or 14 or 13. And that depends on how much locked value you have, right? And there's a chart somewhere that talks about that. And I was trying to pull it up a minute ago, but I couldn't. Let's see. Yeah, so have you seen the pin for the locked crystal efficiency? It's pinned here in the Hero Discord somewhere. Yeah, absolutely. Check that out. I believe 2 miners would definitely be worth it. Yes, in your example. I think 2 miners are all the way down to about 500 locked balance. If you've got less than 500 locked balance, I think, don't quote me on that, but something like 500 locked balance, then you're starting to get down to like 3 miners or something. However, 3 would be the minimum, right? If you have 3 miners, then that means you would have 1 miner mining 1 per group. 1 miner per group. You'd have 3 groups of 1 miner each in a rotational period for over 24 hours. So you'd have 1 miner go, and when he comes back, your next miner, and when he comes back, your next miner, your third miner. They're all going individually. And then by the time your third miner is done, then your first miner is summoned up and ready to go again, right? So that's when you get to the point of having 3 miners, that would be the least amount of locked jewel you have. And then at some point, it even gets down to where even 3 miners are bringing back such a small amount. Like each individual miner on their own is bringing back such a small amount of value each time, because a miner brings back a percentage of the locked value, not just a miner's bringing back half a crystal every time. They're bringing back a percentage of what's in there. So the smaller you have in there, the smaller amount they're bringing back. And it gets to the point where it's probably worth it to send them gold mining at some point, right? Let's see. Zabu says, Rock, I don't have the exact source, but I think it was the Dev AMA. I have a copy of that somewhere that I thought I had really handy, so when this topic came up, I could just pop that open. Oh, and you're talking about the source for something else, which I remember now. We were just talking about a minute ago. Zabu also says, good on YouTube for flagging your comment. Oh, no. The comments getting flagged now. Free hugs for everybody. Yep. What did YouTube flag? What did I say? And I don't know what YouTube could have flagged. I was not looking at any of that stuff specifically. Do we have a countdown on stream? Is that showing a countdown for y'all? Shouldn't be. Okay, so let's see. I think I'm all caught up in chat. Look at this, guys. All the way down here to the bottom. I'm off, Nobel says. Don't forget to drop a like on the video and comment later. Yay, Nobel. In fact, let's do our drawing right now. So, Nobel, if you're still here, which I think, as long as you've said something, even if you've walked out a minute ago, it is our 4:30 time period. We can go and do a drawing right now. Nobel, you are on the list. Darrow Evil, Joshua is here, Sardo Fritz, Zabu, Zelf is all in the house. If you are not on this list right here, please at least say hi in chat. Get your name on this list. Yeah, it's crazy. Sometimes I can get off on a soapbox, I guess, or something, and I can talk for a while, can't I? But I do catch all up in chat, and I do read all the comments. Also, something, again, some of y'all are new to my channel, and haven't been around too long. Let me say, if I do not read your comment and you want me to read your comment, or you want me to address your comment, say it again. Say it again. As many times as it takes. Normally, it's probably not going to take more than 1 or 2 times. But there are times when I get a little bit backed up and then I start skimming through chat or something happens or a lot of people say something and I miss what somebody says. But I am not the type of streamer that overlooks or tries to avoid a question or a topic. Anyone that asks anything, I will address. And if I don't address it, then I will either tell you I'm not going to address that for, I don't know, whatever reason I wouldn't want to address it, but I'll tell you about that. Or if I don't say that I won't address it, then I just didn't see it and just go ahead and ask it again. Yeah. I would say wait until I get down to the bottom of chat, just because sometimes, as you can see, I can get backlogged a little bit and it might be 20 minutes before I finally get down to your question. But if you see me catch up, then, and I haven't answered it, you will not be offending me or spamming or annoying me at all if you ask the same question again when I didn't see it before. All right, guys, we're about to do a roll of the wheel here. Our last one for the day, I guess. We might have missed one in there. So y'all want to do 2 spins? Y'all want to do 2 spins of the wheel right now? Okay, we'll do 2 spins right now for these people that are here with us. So let's see. I think everybody has said hi. Let's go ahead and grab all these names. Control C. And come over here to, yeah, 2 spins, 2 spins. And one of them could be, well, the first one could possibly be a rollover. So let's just do a rollover for this first spin. We've got Darrow Evil, we've got Joshua, we've got Nobel, Mystical Meow, Sardo Fritz, we've got Freak, we've got Worm, we've got Zabu, and Zelf. If your name is not on this list and you are within the sound of my voice right now, you've got literally like 30 seconds or maybe less to get over in here and at least say hi in chat. And we're going to go. ZT1 Mookie, if you stuck around, then now's the time to say hi again. Sometimes we got people that, if I don't say hi to them soon enough, they leave. Let's see. Or they could be lurking off in the background. They could have muted the stream while they, you know, have company or a phone call or whatever. Oh, there we go. 71 Mookie, still here. Awesome. We'll grab your name then too. Put you in here. All right, I think that's it. So let's grab all these names. And we will paste, paste, paste. And let's give, for this first spin, let's give a rollover +2. And here we're going to give a rollover +4 in case we get that. Our first spin, Digital Spill. Oh my goodness, Digital Spill. Wow. You are right on the cusp. Tell you what, we'll go ahead and include you this time. But in the future, you've got to be here before I copy and paste all those names. In fact, I'm not even sure how many times I want to enter you in here. So we're just going to go 1, after this rollover, another one, and after this other rollover, another one, and that's probably it. So Digital Spill, you might be in there a little bit less, like one thing less than everybody else maybe, but it is what it is. So let's go ahead and spin this wheel for our first spin right here. First winner is, drum roll please, Zelf, 7T1 Mookie. Zelf, you are the winner of the first spin right now. Let me go ahead and put your name in the spreadsheet right there. Zelf has 1 new ticket. And let's spin one more time. Zelf, you will be able to win again. You have been active this whole time, so I appreciate that. We are not going to remove your name from the list. We're just going to do this again. And this time, if we get a rollover, we're not going to add the rollovers. We are just going to spin it again. Let me say again, rollovers don't count. We're just going to spin the wheel again. And otherwise, this is the last spin of the day. Thank y'all for being here. We do still have another 20 more minutes of the stream, so we're not ending the stream. But I know some of y'all are probably just waiting and lurking for the wheel spins. And this will be the last one for the day. So good luck, everybody. You are still eligible. And the winner is... Oh, my goodness. It was going to be Zulf again. Oh, Zabu. Sabu coming in with the next win. And it looks like we've got... Congratulations, Zulf and Zabu. Thanks for being here and hanging out. I'm going to put that in my little spreadsheet here. So I will be adding y'all's tickets or sending your tickets off after this stream. We're going to wait until the stream is over, and then I can hop over to the Polygon Network and do all that stuff. As usual, you should be seeing a message in your Discord once I've sent those saying, yeah, I sent off your tickets. Here's the transaction ID for that, just so y'all can see and have a good feeling that all that got taken care of. Otherwise, there are some people that I owe tickets to that I'm not sure I've got your wallet address. So if these people are in chat, let me know. Big Baba J, Rebel Scum, Jokamach, Sir Jewel Staker, Umar L. Those are a few people that I owe at least one or maybe two tickets to, that I have not been able to find your wallet addresses in the Discord messages that I have, or the Twitch private messages, or whatever else. So definitely you're going to want to get in touch with me. So let's see. Zabu says, now it's definitely rigged. So Zabu, if you don't win, then it's rigged. And also if you do win, it's rigged. Is that what we're saying? Oh my goodness. Nice. Again, congratulations, Zelf and Zabu, for the last wins of the day. Tomorrow, guys, we are going to be summoning or hatching the pet. Whoever wins, so we're going to give away 6 more tickets tomorrow. So y'all still got lots of chances to win tomorrow. We're going to have a morning stream on Twitch like we always do. We're going to give away 3 tickets on the morning stream on Twitch. We're going to be giving 3 tickets away to the afternoon stream on Twitch tomorrow as well. Keep in mind that for some of y'all that weren't here a little earlier in the stream, I might be starting the stream not at 2 p.m. tomorrow, but at 3 p.m. tomorrow. So if you're used to seeing me come on stream at 2 p.m., I haven't fully decided if I'm going to start at 2 or 3. We are going to stretch out the stream until 6 p.m. my time tomorrow. And right now, for those of you that are in different time zones, it's 4:39 p.m. my time right now. So we are going to extend the stream tomorrow until 6 p.m. And at 5:30, when we do our last spin of the wheel for tomorrow at 5:30, then after that is when we're going to roll for who's going to win the pet. And then also we're going to hatch that pet. And the person who wins the pet is going to be able to choose what color do they want, a blue egg or a gray egg. And then we'll hatch it live on stream and give that away tomorrow at 5:30, 5:45 or so p.m. tomorrow. So yeah. Frizz says, gets mod, wins. Oh, it's the mod. I don't think mods have any additional advantage to win in this particular case. I think everyone sees that we just copied and pasted the names and it was all there. But this is not a real spin, by the way. I guess I just clicked the wheel and it spins. So this is not real. There we go. Sardo would have won a third time if we would have spun the third time. Don't want y'all to get too excited there. Okay, guys. We do have another 20 more minutes for the stream. So let's go ahead and see what we're doing here. I think we want to do a duel, right? Let's wrap up the day with a duel or two. Duels will help you get... let me ask a question out there. How many of y'all are doing duels? Just see a yes or a no in chat. Yes, no, yes, no. What are y'all doing duels or not? Let's hop over to the tavern, go into duels, and let's do a squad. So Worm says yes. Who else is doing duels? Yes or no? Duels is one additional way. Just playing the duels themselves will get you... oops, I'm sorry. Not this account. If you want the family account, by the way, this is the 808 fam account that y'all control. If you want the fam account to have more possibilities to win a Gen0 for our community here, then make sure you come into our Darlance's Discord and vote for this last little thing we've got down there. It looks like right now we have a tie. 3 people say spend 0.5 crystal each day to try to get raffle tickets for those Gen Zeros, and 3 people say don't participate in the DFK duels, instead save it for the Sea Jeweler. We need a tiebreaker in there. So get on in here and vote for what you think our community account should do. In the meantime, let me get back over to my main account, and we're going to get into a duel with that one. There we go. And let's refresh. Let's see here. Dabu says, it was odd that I was not entered on the previous one and was active. No matter, I'm in here. Oh, interesting. You weren't entered on the previous one? Are you talking about the one from like 3 or 4 hours ago? Or are you talking about the first spin of these last 2? Because I think you should have been. If you're talking about a few hours ago, you might not have been entered on that one just because maybe the time frame had been set to 5 minutes or something like that, or maybe I had gotten off of that screen, for that giveaway screen, for a minute, and if I leave that screen and come back, then people have to say hi again. It like refreshes or restarts itself. And if that was the case where you had said hi recently, but then I had gotten off and back on, and generally I give enough time, but if you'd like walked away from your computer thinking you were good, that could be the reason. Let's see. Freak, yes, but sitting on the tickets, yeah, you could sit on your tickets too. There's nothing wrong with that. There will be other different giveaways where I'm going to try to have a giveaway every Saturday. And some of them will be different prizes. We're going to try to give away a Gen 1 10 of 10 at some point, summoned with a Gen 0. We're going to try to do some other types of giveaways, maybe eggs without hatching them ahead of time. We'll give away eggs, unhatched eggs, other types of loot as well. So yeah, you can definitely sit on your tickets, and you'll have more tickets so you can have more chances to win. That is true. Whoever puts in their tickets in tomorrow's thing is going to, the more tickets you have, the more chances you have to win. But that might also mean, oh man, maybe I need to make a limit on that, because I would hate for someone to put in 50 tickets and then no one else gets in, right? I don't want that to happen. I need to think about that a little bit more. Maybe we'll have a limit of like 3 tickets. Maybe 3 or 4 tickets would be the max you could put in. Think about that. Roll that around in your head, guys. Maybe having a max, because we don't want a situation where someone stores up their tickets, they have 50 tickets, and everyone else only has 3. So then the other people say, well, why even bother putting in tickets for this? I'm not going to win. And then there's a 100% chance that that other person wins. We'll have to think about that a little bit more. Let's see. So I'm not making any firm decisions on how we're going to do it tomorrow, but at the moment I'm thinking maybe a maximum of 3 or 4 tickets, and then I'll be interested in hearing y'all's feedback on it. Let's see. Sitting on mine too. See, and that's not, I'm not sure I want that. So let me ask y'all, Freak and Zabu, why are y'all sitting on your tickets? What are you hoping to get? I guess what y'all are saying by that is getting a freshly hatched pet is not something that y'all are interested in. Okay, and if that's the case, guys, there is a voting thing on our giveaway. So you can come to the Darlantis stuff here, and under giveaways, I've got some things in here in our giveaway section. Give me some suggestions. What do you want to give away? We can give away a fresh Gen 1 freshly summoned hero. We can give out some random loot. We can give out some crystal jewel. We can maybe give away some pets, which is what, since J-Dub mentioned that, I thought that would be really cool rather than things that I'm mentioning here. Pet hire or an egg prior to hatching. Big Maybe to Joe recommends attunement crystals and stamina potions. And there could be some other stuff here as well. So come in here to the giveaway section, and if y'all have other ideas that you wouldn't want to be sitting on your things for, because I don't want to be giving away stuff that nobody really cares about. I want to be giving away things that y'all are excited to put your stuff into, right? So let's see here. Yeah, so give me a little bit of feedback. Why are y'all holding back on those tickets? Just not interested in a hatched pet? Something else? Some other reason? Let's see. I feel like minis used to stay under 100 tickets on Serendale. Oh, might be remembering wrong though. So what we're talking about right now, Freak, in which case some people might not know, is we're talking about my very specific Rock 808 ticket, right? So here, with this NFT that I'm giving out to these people, there's not a lot of owners, and I'm only giving away 6 per day, right? So it's not like people have hundreds and hundreds of these. So that could be something too. If y'all think that there are people out there with hundreds, no. I would say that probably people out there with 5, 6, maybe. And there are several people that have a few, but not, I wouldn't say there's very many people out there that have a lot. Let's see. Worm says, voted. Thank you, Worm, for voting. Participation is key. You know, something else that I ought to do, in fact, I might do this as well. There's some of y'all have come in here fairly recently. Let me go ahead and point this out as well, and that is Nightbot. So over on Nightbot for timers, maybe I need to reset these timers to be a little bit different. I'll leave a comment. Let me edit this. Let's set this down to like 25 lines, 30. We're still trying to work this out. But here's something that I want to get across to y'all. Let me just copy and paste this as well into chat for you. Make sure that y'all leave a comment on yesterday's live stream video for an extra Rock 808 reward ticket. So one of the things that I really want us to be doing as well, as far as community involvement, is coming over and making sure that we're liking some of these older videos. I've got lots and lots of videos. And the YouTube algorithm really wants engagement with the audience, right? And so when we click on some stream like this, and we see that nobody's commented on that video and it's got 9 likes, then YouTube might feel that we don't want to share out Rock 808 stuff because nobody likes it. Nobody's commenting it. It's not getting engagement. There's nothing going on with it. And so this is just somebody who's putting out some content that nobody wants to see, right? And so YouTube algorithm might not be sharing this a lot. So I really want to get more engagement in the comments, not only just the chat stuff here, but the comments that we have and the likes and all this kind of stuff. And so what I'm trying to do is incentivize that a little bit more for y'all. And so what I'm going to be doing at some point, for those of you that didn't hear me say this a little earlier, is I am going to be coming back to this page and I'm going to be randomly clicking on a video. And whatever video I click on, people that have voted or people that have commented on that, they're going to get extra tickets. So here, Nobel, Larry Bingham, Zelf has commented on this one. And I am going to give these people extra raffle tickets, right? As an example. And so I'll probably be doing that before we do some giveaways and stuff like that. Or I think what I said is I'd be giving away 2 additional raffle tickets to the people that had comments on some various video, right? So make sure that you go and leave comments on all these things. I'm going to be incentivizing and rewarding y'all for going back and doing that kind of stuff as well. In fact, let's just go ahead and say like, and I may as well like this myself because I think I can. I think it's possible for me to. And let's go ahead and I'm gonna reply to these, but I don't think I want to take. Well, let's just say thanks. Thanks. I guess I can do it while we're on stream. But I want to reply to everybody as well. 2x speed is the best way to listen to these. Oh, no, Larry. Thanks. Fun. Nice. And Zelf. Any chance you're from Hawaii? It's a secret. Wink, wink. There you go. Okay, let's see. So anyway, go ahead and leave comments and all that kind of stuff. And that would be good. That's another way for y'all to get some tickets and stuff. Let's see here. Oh, y'all are, yeah, and y'all are talking about DFK raffle tickets. Absolutely right. But, yeah, very good. You're hatching a bloater pet for us tomorrow. Much value. Man, I hope. Well, if it is a bloater pet, right? I mean, that is... Let's scroll down here a little bit. What do we need to get for that high-valued bloater? This one right here? This bloater, legendary bloater. Odd pet variant. Very valuable. And maybe we'll even get one of these rare backgrounds. That'll be kind of cool if we could do that. Remember, guys, when we're hatching these pets... If y'all get one of these, we're definitely going to check to make sure that we, when we hatch this, if y'all are getting one of these rare backgrounds right here or rare pet variants for blue eggs or gray eggs or something like that, because these could be extremely valuable, right? So if we happen to hatch one of these for the winner, whoever that is, that's going to be a massive win for whoever gets that egg. Let's see. Sabu says, my dream would be for a team to drop a mythic odd variant potato on green egg, similar to a pet rock. That would be kind of cool. Potato love, indeed. Indeed. Oh, man. Is there a potato hero already? That would be awesome. I feel like there should be. There's a pet rock. There ought to be... Oh, man, I need a pet rock. Holy crap. I know I've seen this before and I thought about it, but I guess it left my mind. But seeing it again, I'm going to need a pet rock, I feel. Okay. I guess we're about to wrap up stream here pretty soon. It is almost 5 o'clock. We got 5 more minutes of stream time or thereabouts. Thank y'all for being here and hanging out with me. Oh, we are going to do a duel. Let's get a duel in there real quick. At least one duel. Oh my goodness. So we're doing a squad and I have a set of heroes that I'm kind of thinking about. Let me come into here and let's take a look for hero. Let's go based on ID numbers. Ascending. So hero number 30, we want to select Ramnella. That's one that I thought we would have here. A Berserker with a 30 strength, 21 vitality, 18 dexterity. It's a pretty good hero, I think. She's level 7. Another hero that we want to do is hero 115,000. Let's see what we got here. 115,000. Oops, that's only 10,000. Scroll down a bit. 40,000s. There we go, somewhere right around in here. This one, I think it's this one. 115,456. Oh, 115,456. So this one, Dean. Dean is a sage with 28 wisdom, 24 intelligence, 18. I feel like I'm introducing a dating show contestant. Dean is a sage with 28 wisdom, 24 intelligence, and 18 vitality. He likes to garden. What do we see? He likes to garden, and he has a little bit of warrior, and he likes to smell roses, right? See, our last one for this is going to be 136,160 right here. So Guthgear is a wizard, and for them, we've got 30 wisdom, we've got 21 vitality here, a bunch of stuff, agility and intelligence listed, and Guthgear likes to garden. let's go ahead and select that hero as well. So continue with 3. These are the 3 heroes that I am selecting for the duel. We've got plains, and let's go for strength and plains. They all have plains backgrounds. Let's go ahead and go for 3 jewel or crystal and send them off to the duel. Let's see here. Hey, Rock, to save us some clicking, keep the ticket today. Keep the ticket I won today and enter it for the raffle for tomorrow. Absolutely, yeah, that's great. Also, no need to send me the TX for ID, for proof whenever you send me stuff. It's just a habit. It's also for me, Zabu. It's not like I feel like y'all wouldn't trust me. It's more like there have been times in the past where a transaction has failed and I either thought I sent it or maybe, and my memory is very bad too sometimes. And so sometimes I'm not sure if I sent it or whatever the case is. And so it's just easier for me to send you the transaction number. And that way, if I'm even questioning myself, did I actually send that? And there have been times when I've sent something to the wrong person before. And so trust me, it's not so y'all trust me. It's so I can keep up with it myself. Let's see. And Zelf says, can you do the same for my ticket? I can. So Zabu and Zelf, I will hold back your tickets. We will enter those into the raffle tomorrow. Or I guess technically I could even hold them for longer, but I'd rather not. I'd rather have them in your wallets. That way you can enjoy them, appreciate them, all that kind of stuff. Let's see. Been going for Paladin up to 6 warriors. Up to 6 warriors now. Oh my goodness, that's crazy. So you're really going for the Paladins then, huh? Wow. Trying for a mythic? Yeah, that'd be cool. All right, let's fight. What do we get here? It's a 3 versus 3 duel. Last thing we're going to do for today. Then we're going to wrap up stream here. And then I will see y'all tomorrow for the Twitch stream in the morning. And then the afternoon stream on Twitch. And remember, afternoon stream, we might be starting a little late. So what do we got here? 3 versus 3. First thing is the game chooses strength. They have 22 strength. I only have 9. So it looks like they're kicking my butt already. And then earth is the element here. Wow, 9 versus 33. I definitely lost that one. Yikes. The next hero comes up. We've got strength. They've got 38. I've got 9. What the heck? Plains is selected. I get 4. That's too small. Light is selected. I get 17, but they just really come in and do a major. That Dread Knight just whacks my Sage to death. Our last one is intelligence. We both have 12 intelligence, and the forest and none. So it looks like we have 12-12. Who's going to win the tiebreaker? But I've already lost. Even if I win this one, which I did, I still lost the whole thing, I think. Yeah, lost, won. So boom, whap, whap, whap. I'm rank 1 now, guys. I lost so many duels. I was up at rank 2 at one time, but I lost so many duels that now I'm back down to rank 1. Wow. Wow. And that goes to show, by the way, that if you don't select good heroes for dueling, I mean, I'm happy to do a few duels in here for now, but if my collection of heroes is not all that great, then I'm just not going to duel anymore, right? And I think a lot of players are probably going to be the same way. If they don't have a good selection of heroes or know how to pick a good selection of heroes, then they're just going to stop playing. And for me, I don't mind playing a little bit and just kind of show y'all the ropes. But this is something where we want to be careful that we make our player versus player games set up in such a way that even new people with 4 heroes can have some chance of winning, right? And Worm says you have a separate rank. Oh, that is true. You have a separate rank for each type. So I haven't won very many. I think I've played a few of the 3 versus 3. So if we take a look at completed, for example, I lost, or I won that one, right? And I lost. So I won 1 out of 4 for my 3 versus 3 stuff, right? A 25% win chance is not very good. And I would not continue to play, probably, for those things on an ongoing basis if I was only winning 25% of the time. And by the way, these are the heroes that I think are my best ones, right? So if I look at my heroes and my total stats of heroes, these are the ones right here. This 115,456, 136, 160, and 30 in Crystal Vale. These 3, the Sage, Wizard, and Berserker, right up here, are my 3 planes heroes. And I don't think I have any 3 versus 3 that are better than that. I guess it's also possible that maybe one of my lower level heroes, like maybe a level 4 hero down here, or level 5 hero, maybe they would win more often, perhaps, than the level 8, 7s, 8s, 9s, where people have customized those. So again, most of my heroes are floor heroes, or I shouldn't say floor, but very close to floor heroes. Probably under 100 crystal value. Like some of the least expensive gardeners, but that are still good gardeners, or decent gardeners. Some of the least expensive warriors or knights that were still decent at the professions, most likely, to start off with. And then, of course, I've been leveling them up a little bit based on class, and also a little bit based on profession. I guess it depends on what their stats were and what their professions were, as far as if I thought that they were going to be PvP or just the farmers. Hey, Starbuck, welcome into chat. Hey, great to see you here. How are you doing? I caught the stream that y'all did last night with Grady and Mosh and all of the group. Amazing, as usual. Let me catch up with chat here. See what y'all are talking about. Let's see. Let's go. I was fortunate to find an uncommon for 145 jewel. Got my first pair for summoning recently. Nice, nice, very good. Always feels good to get a nice, good pair of something. Sabu says, I've never advanced from rank 1, but I've not dueled much either. Yeah, it's hard to justify, and I haven't done a whole lot of duels myself. I'm trying to get in here and at least do a couple a day, but I'm probably not going to do a whole lot more. Starbucks is glad to be here. Absolutely, Starbuck. So, Starbuck, is it possible, or, man, I don't want to word this in a weird way, but I noticed that several people get into my chat right here about this time of day, and this is normally when I end my streams, right? So it's 5:06 p.m. and normally when I end. I'm thinking about, or I shouldn't say I'm thinking, starting tomorrow, I'm planning to push my stream back to 6 p.m., so an hour later than it is right now. Because I'm finding out that it seems that a lot of people are not able to get in earlier than this for work or for whatever else. They've got other, obligations during the day. Are you one of the people that has other obligations during the day, or do you just kind of randomly, I'm looking around at who's live, and Rock's live right now, so you just happen to randomly get here, but you're available normally on other times of the day? I was asking this of my chat a little bit earlier, and it seems that several people, like Crypto Grady, will stop by usually about this time. But again, I'm ending stream, and Christian Peters has come by a couple of times, and again, I'm just ending stream, and I'm like, oh man, I don't want to end stream now that we're getting a whole bunch more people in, but at the same time, I'm thinking, where do I need to adjust that? So you're saying it's 3 p.m. in Seattle, but my peers are all over the country, but gone now, so I can have streaming in the background. Gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense. I'd play with the timing. I think so too, and I think that's what I've decided to do. So normally I've started my streams at 2 p.m. Central Time, and I've streamed for 3 hours here until 5 p.m. But I think I'm going to go from 3 until 6. And then, of course, my morning streams on Twitch, which I don't know if you've ever joined me for one of the morning streams on Twitch, but we're, of course, doing 3 hours there from 9 to noon. But, of course, it's on a different platform and all that kind of stuff, too. So, and that's a lot earlier. But there's a lot of people that can join over there as well. I'm just kind of interested in getting feedback from everybody as far as what would be good times. Y'all stream, by the way. I know that y'all are night owls, Starbuck. I don't know whose idea, like, are y'all just normally awake? But I fell asleep watching y'all stream last night. So the last I remember it was 2 o'clock, 2:30 in the morning, something like that, 2:30 a.m. And that was the last time I looked at my clock here. And then the next thing I know, I'm waking up with my head on the desk. So my head was down on the desk, and I'm waking up. I still got the headphones on. I was listening to the stream, y'all's stream last night, and still had the headphones on and all that kind of stuff. My head, slapped down on the desk, and I was like, oh my goodness. And I think at that time, whatever time I woke up, y'all had already ended the stream. But yeah, that was my night. So I ended up falling asleep in the last, I don't know, however long of your stream. Not that I wasn't interested. In fact, I was so interested I couldn't pull myself away to leave. But man, 2:30, 3 o'clock, and of course I wake up at 7 o'clock, or try to get on stream, have some other work done so I can get on stream by 9. So yeah, Starbucks says it's amazing to have fewer drop by, chiming in dropping alpha. Yeah, that was really good. Really appreciated his input there, and the fact that he took the time to do that, and he was hanging out with us and all that kind of thing. So yeah, it was amazing to have him drop by. We have kids and plan to stream after they are asleep. Oh, interesting. Yeah, no, that makes sense. I think there was a few other people that were mentioning the same thing. Sergeant Filthy McNasty would said the same thing to me, is that he streams after the kids go to bed. It's easier that way. So that makes sense, absolutely. Yeah, indeed. So one of the things that we were talking about today, Starbuck, a little bit, I don't think you missed anything. There's a lot less alpha on my stream, I feel, than on y'all's for sure. But there are little nuggets every now and then. It's mostly me trying to figure out, doing like a day in the life. This is just me doing my normal day's worth of stuff. But we did a little bit of duels. We played around with a couple of things. We're going to be drawing for a pet tomorrow. We have a drawing probably about 5:30 p.m. tomorrow. So that's in about 20 minutes from now. Tomorrow is when we're going to do it. And we're going to hatch a pet egg. We're going to let the winner pick either a blue or gray egg. And we're going to hatch it on stream and give it away. So if you want to be here for that, if you're not doing anything else tomorrow about this time, you're welcome to stop by anytime, of course. But that's going to be the fun tomorrow. And we'll probably do a couple of summons, which I'm not really great at, but we'll stumble around with it. And maybe do some other duels and stuff like that as well. Introduce some people to that kind of thing. Indeed. All right, guys. In the meantime, it is a little bit after 5 p.m. I kind of want to wrap the stream up here. I need to go grab some dinner. I need to hang out with my partner. She wants a little bit of time here every now and then when I'm done with my long day of streaming. So I'm going to get to that. And let's see here. So we're going to wrap up stream in just a few minutes. Let's see, Starbucks says, I just suck at duels. I feel like I didn't come into the game soon enough to be a What? Starbuck? No way. Starbuck. I know I'm not hearing this. What am I reading? What in the world am I reading here? You say you didn't come into the game soon enough to be a contender? Are you kidding me? But PvP and the prospects is what I'm excited for. So what I think, if anything, is that you're probably very skilled at coming up with a hero that could be very good at duels. That's going to be my guess. But I'm very honest. I'm brutally honest sometimes with what I say and what I speak. And I don't know if you're being nice to the ecosphere or something, right? But I would say that you probably have very good heroes out there that could do very well at this, but probably the fact that there's so much randomness with DFK duels that's probably more accurately the reason why any of us aren't necessarily doing a lot better, right? Because the only thing that we really have control over, I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, but the only thing that I think that we have control over is making sure that we have a fairly well statted hero. But I think that the way that duels work is if you don't win enough, like if you're losing, then they advance you in, or they put you against weaker players. And if you're winning too much, then they put you against stronger players. So it's constantly adjusting, and you don't really have a whole lot of leeway. You're going to be matched up with someone very similar to you, right? At least that's the way it is, I think, now. And they made better matchmaking changes than they had a few months ago. But then also, you get a random stat picked, whether it's strength or intelligence or whatever. And that's kind of very much random. I mean, if you look at all your hero stats, your high level strength against someone else's low level strength, you're obviously going to win. And if you have a fighter and the game randomly chooses intelligence, which you have a low intelligence on that particular hero, and they have a high one, you're going to lose on that particular randomized roll, right? And then they choose a random background as well. That's my understanding. I mean, am I wrong in this? So there's so much randomization there that my guess is that a lot of people feel it's just too random to play, right? So that is my brutally honest assessment, where where I'm just going to call the game makers out, call out the devs, in that it's fun to play, and I'm still playing a little bit, but I think some people might feel that it's too much of a gamble, it's too random, there's not much skill involved, so I'm going to avoid it. And I have no problem with thinking that, or even doing that as well. So I don't want to do a whole lot of duels myself because of the randomization. And I think to me, that's a little bit more accurate for myself, especially. Let's see. Zabu says, hope you 100% soon. Hope to see you 100% soon. Got to go over a bug myself. Yep, absolutely. Same, not very interested in the duels. I think it's more of a game, right? A whale game right now. Maybe, like, how could it even be a whale game? I guess just like on the random chance that you're winning. As long as you're winning 60% of the time, I guess, then you're slowly making gains. Like, it's 2 steps forward, 1 step back, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. You're slowly making progress. Maybe that's the kind of mindset. Starbucks says, 100% agree. Not to mention, I only want the big prizes and haven't won anything yet to write home about. Yeah, I haven't won much in the duels either. I've won a couple of crystals, which is good for me because at least now I don't have to buy them with crystal. But the amount of money that I'm spending to enter the duels for especially the solo game, because the solos seem to be easier for me to get into. I can understand them a little bit better just selecting one hero. The 3 heroes and the 9 heroes, I haven't done a lot of those myself just because, I have a bunch of almost floor heroes as well. So my heroes, I think, I have like no mythics, no legendaries, except for my Gen0s. And so I think my heroes in general are not going to be very well paired up with somebody who's got level 8s, 9s, and 10s that have been leveling up like you. Like, I watch y'all's videos, Starbuck. I watch your videos with Grady and Mosh and all that kind of stuff, and y'all are really fine-tuning and honing these heroes to be really PvP geared. And I just don't have those type of heroes. I can't afford those heroes. I I haven't been looking at the stats, abilities, and all that kind of stuff enough. I haven't worried about it mostly so far because we don't really have that functionality in the game, so I haven't really been fine-tuning. And so a lot of my heroes have just been farmers. They're just going out there and farming the liquidity pools and the mines and all that kind of stuff. And it's bringing me some money. I'm enjoying it. But absolutely not to the extent that y'all get into, right? So I feel like even when I get in with my slightly below average heroes, that I'm probably going to be losing 60% of the time and winning only 40% of the time. And then how often do I want to do that, right? Let's see. Yeah, just rather buy the crystals than to hope for them. Indeed. Let's see. Umfreak says, anyone have the paid adventures in DFK, wondering if they have good system with matching heroes in the wallet and ability on mutations? So I would say that's a Grady question. Starbuck would probably know also. I have paid for a little bit of time with adventures in DeFi Kingdoms. I plan to pay more. It's a really good deal. So, but I haven't used it enough for me to justify paying like a full month of it. Like today, I didn't use it at all. Yesterday, I didn't use it at all. So in a way, I don't feel like I can justify paying for every day for every month. So there was a time or two when I got in and I was using the Adventures in DeFi Kingdoms paid section a little bit for something. And I forget if it was heroes or the market or something like that, maybe a combination. And I just lumped all of the things that I needed to do into like a 1 day period. And I bought enough access for 1 day. So that's something else that I would encourage that you do, Umfreak, is think about going into Adventures of DeFi Kingdoms, even paying for just 1 day of it, right? So if we come over here and let's look at the, oops, not this, but just the, where are we? Or no, it's not Adventures. Is it Adventures in DeFi Kingdoms? Oh, this is DFK Analytics, and we are talking about Adventures in DeFi Kingdoms. So let me hop over there real quick. And if we come over here to the account, like login, I guess. Remember me, probably. So here, if we go to somewhere, I can show you how much it's going to cost. I thought there was a place to go. Account. Here. Payment policies. So here, what we can do is we can talk about crystals. So if I do a number of crystals, let's say 2 crystals, calculate. And so 2 crystals will be like 0.8 days. So that's almost a full day. So if you just want to come in here and pay 2 crystal to get 1 day of access, or most of a day of access, then I would say that's a really good way to do it, right? And then that way you can test it out. You can see how you like it. You can get in there. And then if you like it more, even if you were to do something like 6 crystal right there, then you're talking about 2.5 days or so. 20 crystal would be a little more than a week. And I don't know how much y'all have to spend for this kind of thing, but I would really encourage y'all at least to do a couple of crystal and check out all of the stuff. They do have some really good features in the paid for version. And, even if you're just going to try it out for a day, I think y'all will enjoy it. But this is a good way to just check it out. It's not very expensive. It's definitely worth it, I would say. Let's see. Starbucks says, yes, my heroes are strategically crafted to align with our expectations of what makes sense. Yeah. And that's something I love about y'all's videos too. Eventually I will get there myself, and I will be looking at those specific types of heroes for me as well. But for right now, I guess since we don't have that, I was thinking I'm just going to farm until we know more. This was kind of my attitude. But I really appreciate y'all looking in advance of that, because it's really people like you that are inspiring a lot more of us to get into these fine details and to even be looking forward to that when it comes out. I'll probably be a buyer of some of those heroes. And so thank you for creating advanced and elites and transcendence that hopefully y'all will end up selling out there for the rest of us to buy at some point as well. Let's see. I'm afraid currently using DFK Wallet Analyzer and doing some mental work to see what mutates myself. I was wondering if ADFK has a better system for preparing for dark summoning. Again, that would really be a good question for Starbuck and Grady and all those people that are doing all of that advanced summoning here. Zabu says, due to most everything right now being speculation, I've not pulled the trigger on, say, Beast Heroes or Dread Knights. And that's, Zabu, that's really my feeling as well. I don't necessarily know what we're going to get, and I have a feeling that in my past experience with Sandbox and with some other game stuff in general, I don't necessarily want to bet, if you want to say that, on things that haven't happened yet, that we're still speculating too far out in the future, right? There are some things that I might not mind speculating on to some amount of time in the future, but things could change. Like a whole lot of different things could change between now and, you know, January or February or whenever PvP comes out. And so I'm really interested to see what happens along those lines. I'm really enjoying the strategy of building exactly what you want from the ground up. Yeah, I really like that too. And that's one reason I really like those videos that Grady and Starbuck and Mosh are putting out, because it's really interesting to see the precision that goes into some of that stuff and the time that people are putting into getting just the right thing, right? And the expense too, because it's not cheap to be doing that kind of thing. Let's see. Little miner unlocked here and there. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, try it for just one crystal and find stud match for 28 cents to win. Yeah, absolutely. Let's see here. Zabu says, I need to find a good system for matching too. Haven't done much summoning overall, and I've just been buying for heroes. I've been doing mostly manual work, focusing on individual heroes. Yeah, so Zabu, I know that you are watching all these videos that are getting put out by the team, and I mean Grady and Starbuck and Mosh specifically. And they have some really good videos, I think, of how they're going about doing some of this stuff, right? What they're looking for. And I would say that's a way that I've been learning quite a bit about how to do some of these things more detail. This dark incest summoning is going to be ridiculous for ability mutations. Is it? Is it though? I guess in a way, yeah, because now since brothers and sisters can now mutate, or since now they can be summoned together, I do think that that is going to open up the door to a lot of very interesting advancements in that, where even I myself have summoned a couple of miners when I was trying to get a few new miners that I didn't want to buy on the market. I was doing some summons and testing out summons, and now I have a few brother and sister miners that are very similar, and if I bred those together, summon those together, then that'd be very interesting to see how that turned out. Constant changes too. I feel like I feel and understand dread holders complaining about dark summoning potential dropping their hero value. Yeah. So Starbuck, did you catch the little bit of alpha that that Hubert dropped, in that Dread Knights might not be the top tier, Transcendence might, or I should say, we're probably not going to be the top tier, and originally we're definitely not going to be the top tier. Did you catch that, Alpha? I know that y'all were talking quite a bit amongst yourselves in chat when Hubert said that, and we in chat were talking about it. Like several of us in chat were saying, "Oh, hey, hold up, Hubert, or do you mean this and do you mean that?" And Starbert and Hubert said, "Yes, that's exactly what I mean, as far as Transcendence not being at the top of the chain." So what happens when seers and berserkers and these other new basic classes that are coming out on the other side of the tree make their advances and elites and a transcendent over on that side of the tree. And then we have our two transcendents, the Dread Knight and the other thing that we don't know yet, being paired to have a, the divine tier or the god tier or whatever it is that it's actually going to be called. Did you catch that, Starbuck? I don't know if y'all just, I'm surprised y'all didn't mention it, at least when he was talking about it in chat. But like I said, y'all were busy at the time. I'm not sure if y'all went back and looked over that or just didn't, because you were in the middle of another conversation, didn't say anything. Zabu says constant changes too. Yeah, and so right, if you've got dark summoning affecting dark heroes, didn't see that, but it seemed like trans would be the end goal initially. Some sort of battle mage is what I expect, right? So I would say go back and look at, if you didn't see it, I would really, really be interested in your input with Grady and Mosh and all the team, because that's going to be if y'all haven't taken that into consideration, that there is a tier above Transcendent. And it's very likely that there will be a tier above Transcendent. That's what I am 99% sure that that's what Hubert was saying yes to, and we were asking very specific questions about that. So if you didn't see that, go back and look. And I can't remember how far into the stream that was. So unfortunately, I don't know if there's an easy way to pick up on that. But certainly, if we can go back and find the minute mark, the time marker of when that was, that could be very interesting next topic to talk about. And that might change some of the way that y'all view Dread Knights, right? Because now if you have Dread Knights and you want to have one more summons available for those to do that one next level up with whatever the other transcendent hero on the other side is going to be, that could be a massive new thing to look at. Yeah. In fact, I'll even do that a little bit when I get off stream. I'll try to look through there and see if I can recognize it. I can't even remember what y'all were talking about at the time either. But it was very near when Hubert was going to leave. So that's one thing that we can look at, is it's very close to about the time when Hubert was going to leave. And I think he said, this is the last summons that I'm going to be able to watch that y'all do. And y'all were doing a summons there, and then somebody was asking him something about these tiers, and that's when it was talked about. So, yeah. Zabu says, took screenshots, but Johnny posted them in the Waifu General also. Oh, so in Waifu General? So we could just go over to here and into Waifu and into General. Waifu General. And screenshots up here of the chat. Is that where they're going to be? We can scroll back a little bit. Hold on, this is October 22nd. This is not what we look at. Is this it right here? Hubert in chat, look at this. I guess here it is. Hubert says, so there's a little piece of development history. There was a mistake where the exalted mutation tier was misnamed as Transcendent. The Transcendent tier is supposed to be what comes from 2 exalted genes. And then Hubert says, it is that way with classes, but unfortunately I feel like it's too late to correct that error with the, I think what he's talking, I don't think he's talking about that Transcendents are going to be the top of the tree. I think he's talking about the name Transcendent isn't going to be changed, but they still have a top of the tree that they want to get to, right? And so here, Jokamuch says, so there's supposed to be an ability better than Transcendent, and is Transcendent not the top of the tier? And then Hubert says, not on the abilities. There's only one transcendent exalted ability gene. Classes have 2 exalted genes coming eventually. Ben says, wait, Hubert. So there's going to be an ability above transcendent as there will be for classes. And Hubert says, right. So just like elite transcendent on abilities, there's going to be elite transcendent on exalted transcendent on classes. Right? So we definitely want to get the alpha. I mean, that was definitely some alpha that was dropped right there. And I don't fully know what that's going to mean for the trees that y'all are working on. Yes. So, Starbuck, it looks like Transcendent is exalted, but it also looks like there was, there's something that's going to be above that, right? So he's talking about classes have 2 exalted genes coming eventually. So we don't have those yet. And so then Ben's asking, hey, wait, there's going to be an ability above Transcendent as there will be for classes. Hubert's saying, right. So this to me says there's something above the levels that we already know about, right? Something above the levels that we already know about coming down the pike. Probably when the second half of the tree gets built out is going to be my guess. Right. Now, Starbuck, one thing that I don't know if this is true or not, I wonder if that is if that's what we're already seeing is like the unknown stats or something else that's already in there that just hasn't been turned on. Starbucks saying, man, I need crystal clear clarification on it. Yes. Yeah. That's why I wanted to point it out, because I'm reading this. I'm getting the idea that there's this thing above it, but I do not know exactly what this is all about. Right. So definitely y'all want to look into it. And I'm going to leave this up to you and Grady and Mosh and that group, because y'all are so into it. Y'all will know how all that pieces together. Absolutely. Right. If you need to reference that again, in general chat in the waifu, I guess, you know, last night, 2:15 a.m. In the meantime, guys, I am done with my stream. That seems like a great place to leave it at. Lots of great info. Lots of good stuff that we need to get more clarification on, perhaps. Thanks for being here, guys. Been an amazing stream again. Crypto Monete coming into the house right as soon as I'm ending. I do plan to push back the stream an hour or so. Right now it's 5:30 my time. So in the future, we will be streaming 30 minutes more than it is now, tomorrow and the next day and so forth. But for now, let's go ahead and wrap things up. Thanks for being here, guys. Really appreciate it. Y'all, the viewers out there, really make it worth it for me to come back on and do 6 hours of streaming every day. If I didn't have anybody coming back to the streams, I probably would get bored and leave. So it is really y'all that make this fun for me. And so I really appreciate y'all being here and chatting and all that kind of good stuff. Until then, check out everybody else's streams. We've got lots of DeFi Kingdoms content, lots of stuff in the Discords, and I will see y'all tomorrow. Until then, rock out.